And Tunnell pulls it down at about the 28-yard line. Tunnell is 6'5", 235, the man who just caught it. Robert Cox, the tackle, 260. Mike Hartmeyer, guard, at 265. Joe Goebel, a center, at 260. Jim McCullough, the other guard, 260. And Russ Warnick, a tackle, 255. It'll be second down, call it 2 for the UCLA Bruins as they throw on first down. And not many people expected that. Stevens gives to Green. Green caught in the backfield. Great diving tackle by number 59, Mark Hovanek. And here's the defensive alignment by Tennessee. Three-man front. Robbie Scott, Fred Bennett, and Mark Hovanek. The backers are Ty Robinson, Kelly Ziegler, Darren Miller, Dale Jones. The secondary is Terry McDaniel, Tommy Sims, Chris White, and Vic Peppers. And they've got some people hurt who will be playing later in the season. It is third down and about 3 now for UCLA. A loss of a yard on the last play, and it's a double tight end alignment for the Bruins. Tennessee stacks inside. Green slants off tackle, breaks into the clear, and he is long gone. TD UCLA. They caught Tennessee stunning in the middle. They split him outside. Gaston Green has great speed, and he flew 72 yards, and UCLA is on the board, and that will have some impact on the noise of 91,000 people. Now here is an All-American record setter, John Lee, 70 consecutive extra points in his career at UCLA. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So it didn't take long. After 13 minutes and 39 seconds of the first quarter, the UCLA Bruins are out to a 7-0 lead.
On the bottom of your screen, number 81, Tunnell, makes the key block on the sweep when the ball carrier starts wide, then he cuts back inside. As Keith already said, Tennessee was in a blitzing, gapping defense. Everybody was walled off. Gaston Green runs 72 yards. Here's the key block by number 81. His assignment is to sustain his block. Right there on the defensive end, Robinson. Get up in him, stay with him, keep your feet going. Just a good block, and finally turn him to the outside, and Green cuts inside for the touchdown.
Once he broke into the clear, there was nobody around going to run him down, because once he broke into the clear, he did it so suddenly. He was 10 yards out and gone.
Gaston Green had a great finishing season last year, 144 yards in the game against Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. He 72-yard touchdown run there also.
BYU played him wide last week, forced everything into the middle on the ground, and he didn't get a whole lot, but he certainly improved his stats so far. This is a kickoff. Jim Bray kicked 7 times last week. None were returned, but his first one today will be. It is Pete Panuska who brings the football back to about the 19-yard line. And Tennessee will open this way with Tony Robinson, 6'3", 185, a senior. Over 2,000 yards a year ago. Charles Wilson, a 205-pound sophomore, is the tailback. And Big Sam Henderson, 250-pound fullback. The wide people, Tim McGee, the leading receiver, 5'10", 180. Eric Swanson, 5'11", and 185, the split end. But we'll see a variety of wide receiver people today, including, as I said a few minutes ago in the pregame program, Sam Grady, the silver medalist at 100 meters in the Olympic Games. All right, Robinson back, and he's going to throw on the first play of the ball game, and he's got a man wide open. It is Tim McGee. First down, Tennessee at the 49.
What a great execution on the first play. McGee going in motion. He's going to go down, and then he breaks to the outside in behind the front cover. He's wide open. Robinson lays the ball out there perfectly. A beautiful catch by McGee, who had 54 receptions last year. Johnny Major says, Keith, he's the best receiver they've had at Tennessee.
That's big words. The ball is just short of midfield with Panuska lined up at the tailback position instead of Wilson. They send McGee in motion and give the ball to the up man, the big back, 250-pounder, and Sam Henderson from South Bend, Indiana. Hammers in there for about 5. Jeff Smith tight end, 6'3", 235. David Douglas, 265 at tackle. Galbraith weighs 260 at guard. The center is 255, Kirk. John Bruin, 275 at guard. Bruce Wilkerson, 260 at tackle. And there's only one senior along that offensive front amongst the big guys from tackle to tackle. Charles Wilson now is back in at tailback for Tennessee on 2nd down and 5. Robinson, little quick pop. They've got him set up on a screen over there. It is Joey Clinkscales. And Clinkscales gets the Tennessee first down and snaps the ball in frustration. He thought he could have gone all the way. They'll put him down at the 24-yard line.
This is something Tennessee likes to use, a flanker screen. Fake away from the top of your screen. Get the defense moving this way, then throw the ball right out on the line of scrimmage, picking up the block from the lineman. A good wall of blockers, and number 87, Clinkscale, is mad because he tripped.
Volunteers trying to answer UCLA's opening burst. Bruins out on top 7-0 on a 72-yard run by Gaston Green. First down, Tennessee, UCLA 24. And here goes Wilson, the tailback. And he slashes over the right side and picks up 9 yards, and the ball's rolling around loose, and UCLA's got it. So Wilson, a big hole over the right side, but he was hit late. The ball came loose and looked like Mark Whalen covered it.
Often when a ball carrier is fighting for extra yardage, the ball pops out. You can see that Wilson puts his hand on the ground and doesn't protect the ball. It pops out. UCLA recovers. We'll be right back.
Roger, you've procrastinated long enough. Now's the time to insulate. It'll mean a warmer house this winter, potential savings on your energy bills. And Roger, don't forget the federal energy tax credit. It runs out at the end of 1985. Plus, get a fall outing gift free for insulating with CertainTeed fiberglass insulation. So, Raj, get off your hammock and into your CertainTeed dealer now for complete details, because nobody rewards you like CertainTeed.
Hey, I'm here for your season kickoff.
Well, how can I help you?
See, I've got this lawn.
How big?
It's 100 yards long.
Well, we've got a full line of Honda lawnmowers, but I think you need a Honda lawn tractor.
And I've got outdoor lighting.
Well, I've got Honda generators, and if you're planting, you may need a Honda tiller.
I'll take one.
What will you be planting?
Quarterbacks.
The Honda season kickoff, September 14th to 22nd.
Temple Owls told you last week they were going to be a pretty good football team. They're making a game of it with Penn State. Right now, the UCLA Bruins with Tennessee turning it over at UCLA's 15. Bruins will take it there and go the other way. They scored quickly the first time they had it. Stevens takes the ball to the tailback. Goes deep down the middle for Sherrard. It is incomplete. Double coverage, and the Bruins are lucky to get that one back.
As we can see, Sherrard, number 82, is going to go deep inside. The quarterback was trying to look, number 7, the safety man, away from the play, but White, a senior, was not to be denied. He came across and made the play along with the right halfback. Davis, the starting free safety, is injured. White is playing for really the first time. The only time he's played is on special teams.
So Homer Smith has planted that seed in the mind of the Tennessee defenders now, and Stevens gives the ball to Green, and Green is hauled down as he tries to cut back against the grain, and they get him at about the 18-yard line. Terry Donahue, at age 32, succeeded Dick Vermeil, and if he wins this game today, as we told you, he becomes the all-time winning coach at UCLA with 73 wins. Third down and about 7. Tennessee defenders jumping around. Stevens back to throw. Looks and goes on the ground. Pass intended for Sherrard. He was getting some pressure, and when he let it go, he had to hurry the throw, and it was incomplete. Temple gets now to within 2 of Penn State on a safety. Now the Bruins will kick, and Ted Henderson, a redshirt senior from Albuquerque, had a very good ball game last week in the mountain air of the Wasatch Mountains of Utah. averaging over 42 yards per kick. The beat man is Tim McGee for Tennessee.
Tim McGee's a flyer.
Balls go after him. He gets the kick away. Ball hangs, and McGee comes up on the fair catch and receives the ball just inside the UCLA 48-yard line. So the Volunteers get it back in field position.
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. Polish it to razor-sharp perfection. We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
The best deal in Nissan history will soon become history. But for a limited time, you can still get 8.8% financing on any tough new Nissan truck. Listen to these savings.
Nissan saved me almost $600.
That's an example of what you can save on Nissan's lowest sticker price truck. How much did you save in interest payments?
Almost $1,300.
How much will you save with 8.8? A lot, if you buy your new Nissan truck right now. The clock is running. The name is Nissan.
Next Saturday on CFA College Football, Notre Dame tangles with Michigan State or South Carolina battles Michigan. Stay tuned for game announcement today on CFA Football.
Broke his coach's completion percentage mark last year in his junior year. Now he's got some field position to start from. UCLA is close to the 47. They seemed to be on their way a while ago in the first possession until Wilson fumbled the ball. They threw on first down in the first snap, and they run it this time. Go right back to Wilson to give him a little confidence, and he's going to pick up 3-4 yards on the carry.
Terry Taylor, second leading tackler, number 42 for UCLA, plays that middle linebacker position mostly. All he has to do is watch the tailback and try to move over and whip the blocker on this one. Makes an outstanding play and get some help from Chucky Miller, number 37.
He's from Chattanooga,
Tennessee.
who went west, and he says sometimes he goes home to Chattanooga and he thinks people work hard at ignoring him. But he's a good football player.
He's a very good football player, Keith.
Second down and 6, and Robinson back to throw, has all day, and he throws the ball wide of his mark. Wilson, the tailback, coming out of the backfield, was there, but Robinson didn't get him. Defensively for UCLA, the three big guys down are Batchkoff, Toomey, and Whalen. Jackson, Smith, Jarecki, and Taylor, the backers. And the secondary, Miller, Henley, Rutledge, and Washington. And you will hear Washington's name before the day is over. He's a good one.
Washington's just a sophomore, but as a freshman, Keith, he led the team in tackles from his safety position.
It is 3rd and 6 now for Tennessee. Ball on the UCLA 44. Robinson kept it on an option, and good defensive play as he is stopped by Eric Smith for little gain. Now let's join Jim Lampley.
Keith, it is over now at University Park, Pennsylvania, where again Temple threw a scare into a better-known team. The Owls got a touchdown from John Palmer and a 2-point conversion with just a little bit more than 2.5 minutes left. But the Nittany Lions, with fullback Steve Smith handling the ball, ran out the clock, and they won it 27-25. Back to Keith Jackson.
Joe's had 2 cliffhangers in a row. He had to go home to bed early tonight. Well, here is Bob Garman now, entering as Tennessee's punter, succeeding Jimmy Colquitt, and he spins it up into the air, and it's a tail dragger and kicked right on into the end zone, and so the ball will come back out to the 20-yard line. It's a 43-yard punt. Maryland came on late in the ball game to rumble over Boston College. So the Eagles now are 0-2, and up at Morgantown, West Virginia leading Duke by 8.
Keith, we can expect from UCLA power running plays and play-action passes most of the time. They believe in trying to control that football in that manner.
Marcus Greenwood is in at fullback now, replacing Mel Farr. He had a big game at BYU. Picked up more than 70 yards. They go back to the tailback, Green, and Green is nailed down after a 1-yard pickup at the 21-yard line. We've got 9:15 to play in the first quarter. And the Bruins leading 7-0 over Tennessee. Michigan State now still holding on to their lead, and Auburn begins to stretch it out a bit at halftime over Southern Miss. What was it you said that Barnhill used to tell you about scoring so many points early?
In that first ball game, he said, Frank, don't score so many, save them. You're going to need them down the way. And he was right, too. He scored 60 points in one game and 7 the second game.
Don't let him think scoring is easy.
That's right. Don't let him think you can get scores anytime you want to. They're hard to come by in a tough game.
Second down and 9. Matt Stevens back to throw. Goes to the man out of the backfield. That's the fullback, Marcus Greenwood. And Greenwood takes the lick right at the marker. He's close to the first down.
Good execution on the part of Stevens. He wanted to go deep on the play-action fake, but Greenwood is the layoff man out in the flat in case he cannot go to the end deep for the first down. And a good quick snap release by Stevens right into the hands of Greenwood. Good tackle coming up, number 8, Peppers.
Just short of the first down. I think that's an example, though, of why Stevens probably going to be the quarterback at UCLA. He is quick, he reads quickly, and he makes quick decisions.
Perfect, Keith. That's
quarterback sneak, diving for the first down, and they're going to give it to him just over the 30.
That is so important, what you mentioned, the quick decisions. You have just a second to identify the defense off that action pass, and you've got to get the ball to the open receiver. Stevens was very impressive in the Brigham Young last week in the second half.
Tennessee hurrying to get a new defender into the ball game, and will probably change the defense a little bit as UCLA comes up now on first down just over the 30-yard line, leading 7-0 in the first quarter. And Stevens still got it, rolls it out now and whips it to the sidelines, and the pass is complete to Carl Durrell, 6-footer, 190. He was on the sidelines and going right on out of bounds. He had no place to go. But again, you see the quick release and strong arm of Stevens. Next week, these are the possibilities here on ABC. Notre Dame, Michigan State at South Bend, or South Carolina hosting Michigan. And what swings that is the outcome of the Notre Dame-Michigan game up in Ann Arbor. It's second down and 2 for UCLA. Picked 8 on that last play. Tailback, Green, outside he goes. Gets the first down. Oh, boy. You're not going to arm tackle him, I'll tell you right now. And he ran right through 2 arms on that play.
Let's go back and talk a little bit about Curtis Green. He was just a freshman last year, went into the Southern Cal game, made rushed for 134 yards, came into the Fiesta Bowl and rushed for 144 yards. Today, he has 83 yards and 5 carries.
One of them, of course, a 72-yard sprint for a touchdown against Green. First down, Bruins. Ball just over the 45.
Going on first down. He's most of the time.
Down the line comes Stevens. Pitches the ball back to Green. Green drops it. Scramble for it. Tennessee looks like they've got it. They do. Number 96. Tyrone Robinson comes out with it.
Fundamental mistake on Green's part. The lateral was being pitched to him, and he looked at the defense, took his eyes off the ball, fumbled it. Tennessee got it back, and a break for them.
You can manage your business with the Tandy 6000 from Radio Shack, a powerful multi-user system that allows your office to work together by sharing one computer with word processing and data processing for strategic planning and control. Information sharing is essential for success, and the Tandy 6000 gives you a wealth of information for sound business decisions. Tandy computers, in business, for business, only at Radio Shack Computer Centers.
Test pilot Chuck Yeager for AC Delco.
Up here, power when you need it can save your neck. When you get back down to your car, it helps too. Today, smaller engines need extra firepower from a spark plug, and AC delivers. If you could look inside your engine, you'd see an AC spark plug delivering up to 30,000 volts, firing 30 times a second. Firepower when you need it from AC.
Call 800 AC Delco for a retailer near you.
Never wait for trouble.
With 7:03 to go in the first quarter, UCLA has now turned it over, and Tennessee has the ball first down at the Bruins' 45. 7-0. Bruins lead. Robinson, the quarterback. Howard in fullback. Another big 225. Spread them out, move them around. That's what they're trying to do to UCLA and give the ball to Howard coming off injury. His first action, really, of the fall. Again, let's go to Jim.
Up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Keith, the Michigan Wolverines had temporarily taken the lead over Notre Dame on a Harbaugh run. It was 10-9 at that point, but now Carney has come back with his 4th field goal of the game, and for the moment, still in the 3rd quarter, it is the Irish 12 and Michigan 10. Back to Knoxville.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Keith, look how wide the receivers are. You can see how Tennessee spreads the defense from sideline to sideline.
Back goes Robinson to throw. Swings it out. Wilson's got it. Slips and falls at the 40. He had his first down, I think, or close to it, but he lost his footing when he tried to make the cut on the inside. Well, look at here.
West. Steve Sloan says he's got a much better team this year. It's going to be tougher at Duke.
And there's your final score, with Michigan State winning and Air Force and Wyoming now. The Wyoming Wishbone getting the lead there. Delaware is leading Navy. Old Tubby got the
Tubby Raymond.
Mud hens working here. What do they call them? Mud hens?
Mud hens, that's correct.
Robinson gives the ball to Wilson. The tailback that he squirts through there. They'll need 1 more yard for the first down. They were at 3rd and 5. Now they're looking at 4th and 1.
And all the players are saying, let's go for it. All the stands are yelling, let's go for it. But be careful, Majors. I'm telling you, you don't make it, you're the bum. But I believe they're going to go for it.
Yeah, he's sending Henderson, number 43, the 250-pound fullback, comes into the ball game, and they're going to go on 4th down. And you know what? It's at least it's a good yard and a half.
At least, you're right. A good yard and a half.
They line up tight inside to set up a power hour situation. And give it to the big man, the fullback, and he did not make it. Sam Henderson did not make the first down.
Nowhere near. Wasn't close, Keith. UCLA got right under the blockers. The key to stopping short yardage, see if we can tell the defensive lineman getting underneath. The key man is over to the left. Batchcock gets some penetration. Then 41 Miller comes in, fills the hole right there. Beautiful.
Kenny Norton.
Kenny Norton, 41. Kenny Norton. Great play on their part.
Johnny Majors in Tennessee takes a gamble. Bruins turn it away, and UCLA gets the ball back at their own 36.
This new Nissan is being delivered to the Watson estate. Can you tell who ordered it? Here are some clues. It's America's best-selling import. Room for 5. Front-wheel drive. Surprising performance. It's the Nissan Sentra. So affordable, anyone could have done it. Even the butler. Who solved the mystery of desirable, inexpensive transportation? The name is Nissan.
You could choose Heineken solely because it's far and away Europe's favorite, and Europeans know their beer. Or you could choose Heineken because it's far and away America's #1 imported beer. Americans know their beer too. Or you could open it and pour it and choose it for the best of all possible reasons. Heineken is the best beer in the world.
Come to think of it, I'll have a Heineken. Coming off their highest scoring season opener in history, the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Cleveland Browns on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football.
The Tennessee offense opened strong, seemed to be on their way for a touchdown, but they've had it twice since, and the offense is, the movement of the ball by the Tennessee offense is getting shorter and shorter. Now UCLA takes over at the 36, and Eric Ball in the backfield as Stevens jumps out on the option, throws to Mike Sherrard, and completes to Mike up around the 45-yard line. Eric Ball, the tailback, 6'1", 215, a redshirt freshman from Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Sherrard runs a better than the 4.4 in the 40. He has caught in 25. This makes the 25th straight game he's caught 2 or more passes. Just a consistent performer. And Keith, surprisingly, he was a walk-on.
Yeah, remember, we saw him in the UCLA-Georgia game about 3 years ago, and he had a big ball game in Athens, though they lost the game. And he's been very, very consistent to change across the field to see whether or not they have the first, and they do not. Time remaining, 4:54, first quarter. Tennessee has not been terribly successful over the last 7 years in their home openers, in the main because they have gone out and stuck their head out there in the opening game against tough people. They're only 1 out of 7.
Look at what Tennessee's got faced them after this game. They've got number 2 ranked Auburn. They've got Alabama, and they've got number 3 ranked Florida in the next 4 weeks. So a win today would give them a big boost. They've got some tough games ahead of them.
It's second down and about a foot. Quarterback Stevens has the first down. Surge on the right side behind McCullough and Warnick. And he had plenty of room. He moved it out to the 47, rather. Washington BYU underway, and the Cougars, as usual, get on top. Washington doesn't get out easy after this one either. The Huskies have to go to Houston and play Houston down there.
It'll be 3 games in a row on the road for them.
Yep. This is Ball. And Ball just accepts the ball and goes straight ahead and gets to midfield as we again go to Jim.
This at Morgantown, West Virginia, a surprisingly rough day for the West Virginia Mountaineers, a surprisingly good day for Steve Sloan and Duke. The Blue Devils missed a 2-point conversion, which would have tied the game with 29 seconds left. The second failed 2-pointer in the fourth quarter for them, barely losing to West Virginia 20-18. Back to Keith Jackson.
And second down, 8. 7.5, if you like. From midfield for UCLA, Stevens to throw. Whips it over to the number 81, Tennell, making his second catch of the ball game, the tight end, drifting to the sidelines, and he makes the catch down at the Tennessee 41.
Tennell, the tight end, caught 23 passes last year. He was a fullback in high school, has 4.5 speed, and when you have that kind of receiver at tight end, you want to get him across, working on the linebackers. He just is a mismatch there. He's wide open to the completion.
Matt Stevens now is hit 4 in a row. He's 5 out of 7 for 45 yards. The scoring burst was a 72-yard run by Gaston Green. 7-0 UCLA, and they're now beginning to mount another threat. As Stevens rolls it out, throws to the sidelines. The pass is caught by Mike Sherrard. He's thrown out of bounds. They've got another first down at the Tennessee 26-yard line.
Beautiful signal calling is by the UCLA staff. Sherrard, number 82, outstanding. The coaches say that he runs such precise routes. He has the speed and all of that, but he just sets up the defenders where they have no idea where he's going. That's a perfect example of how open he can be in the secondary.
Mel Farr comes back in at fullback now. Ball down at the 26. The crowd trying to get into the act a little bit, make some noise for Stevens and company. Give it a ball. Ball goes over. Ball rolling around. Did it get out of bounds? I think it went out of bounds. Yeah. A couple of orange shirts over there, but they couldn't get a handle on it.
Ball number 21 is going to get trying to run over his own blocker, Farr, and the ball just pops out. If the offensive team has possession of the ball, if it's not, it doesn't make a difference who touches it.
And the Bruins now call a timeout. The loss on the play takes them back to the 28-yard line. They'll be looking at second down and 12 with 3 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the first quarter, leading 7-0. But when you get this close to the goal line, anywhere inside of a 50-yard field goal, and perhaps even beyond it, they become still a scoring possibility with John Lee standing over there. On ABC's NFL Monday Night Football this coming Monday, it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers who open big against Cleveland. And no, I don't expect you'll be seeing Mr. Kozar. I don't think Bernie's ready to play as yet. And then Thursday, another Thursday night presentation matching the Minnesota Vikings. Bud Grant back in, upset San Francisco last week, going against the Chicago Bears, who had a relatively easy win. Matt Stevens, the quarterback, looking at second and 12. Here's what his coach has to say, Terry Donahue.
This is his opportunity. Last week he was our relief quarterback and did a nice job coming in off the bench against BYU. And I'm going to switch the roles of the two players this week and let Matt get the starting call. And if the team doesn't move or doesn't generate enough yardage or points for whatever reason, I'm going to go to David Norrie, who started last week, and ask him to come off the bench and try to generate the offense.
Right now, Stevens is doing just fine. Green is back in at tailback. Here's the blitz. And Stevens throws it away. That could get you a flag, couldn't it?
Yes, it could. The official did not call it. Very questionable.
There was not a white shirt within 18 yards of the ball.
Quarterback was retreating, Stevens, when he threw the ball, and he couldn't get enough velocity behind it to get it close to the receiver. I'm sure that's what the official how he interpreted it.
Got a mixed crew. You got 4 SEC and 3 Pac-10. LSU pulled it out against North Carolina 3-13. They were tied at 13 apiece late in the third quarter. Third down and 12 now.
Blitz again, Keith.
He went to a long count. They pick him up pretty well. Stevens now can't find anybody. Pulls it down and picks off and is ridden out of bounds about the 22. And so the Tennessee defense stands up pretty well under that pressure as Dale Jones made the stop. And here comes Mr. Lee.
What a story Mr. Lee is, too, Keith. Unbelievable accuracy. Something like 81% for his career.
Well, inside 40, he is 42 out of 43. The tee is put down at the 29, so he's inside 40. 39-yard try. The holder is David Clinton. The snapper is Terry Theodore. Theodore has snapped the ball on every one of his kicks during Lee's career, and it's plenty of leg, and it's down the pipe. I mean, just nailed it right down the middle. John doesn't worry a whole lot about the wind and Kentucky windage and all those kind of things. He says, I just hit it as hard as I can right down the middle. And most of the time, the ball has perfect end-over-end action. He is quite remarkable. So he has given UCLA a 10-0 lead.
He's had tremendous success even since he was a freshman. He had unbelievable numbers in his freshman year and has continued to improve if that be possible.
Well, he's almost certain to finish as the most accurate kicker in NCAA history. Looking at other scores, and as Jim told you a while ago, West Virginia Duke is now final. First month of the season always rife with upsets.
So much uncertainty when you coaches start this season, Keith. There's so much parity in college football today. Someone was telling me that the 7 games is the longest winning streak in college today, and only 4 other teams have 4 games in a winning streak, and everybody else is less than 4 all over the country. That's parity.
Jim Bray is out to kick off. Hits this one a little harder and hooks it toward the corner of the end zone, and there will be no return on this one. As Benuska watched it, I think Pete probably thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it held the line, and it'll come back to the 20. He kicked that into the wind. When he gets it with the wind, I don't believe that Tennessee will have a chance to return.
It's a big advantage to have a place kicker that after you score, kicks the ball over the goal line.
What do you think about some people are talking about putting the ball on the 35?
I don't know why we don't, Keith. I've advocated that for years and years and years, and for some reason, we're reluctant to do it. I think we don't want to copy the pros, but we should do it, in my judgment. I think we will.
From the 20, here come the Volunteers, down 10-0 with Howard and Wilson lined up and Robinson to throw. There's some of his quickness and agility. His pass is away now, and the pass is complete. And it's good up to the 34-yard line. Jeff Smith, the tight end, showed you some moves right there.
Well, Jeff Smith caught 26 passes last year. He's vital, key, important in this passing game of Tennessee. But this is what Robinson does so well. He's quick, can run, throw on the run, find the receiver. This took a perfect throw, Keith. I mean, a perfect throw for the reception. Smith pulls it in.
14-yard pickup, first down balls. They're on 34. Robinson looking to throw again. Going deep. Pass intended for McGee, defended by Chucky Miller. Heck of a play by Miller. Miller is 5'9", And McGee 5'10", so their size was relative.
Well, McGee runs faster than a 4.4 in the 40, but it's perfectly played by 37 Miller, running step for step with him. Now they look up for the ball together, and it's important is who gets the leap, who can jump the highest. Miller adjusting to the ball and gets his hands up. Let's see.
Just enough.
And just enough to deflect it out of the reach of McGee.
And a second down and 10.
That was a good example of Robinson's strong arm, Keith.
Pretty good foot race, wasn't it?
It was.
On the throw again. Now he starts rolling around and pulls it down and gets it up to the 39-yard line.
Boy, he's dangerous, Keith. When he gets that ball and you scramble out of it, you have a distorted coverage in your secondary. It's key to really stay in your position for the defense when he starts scrambling or somebody be open for a touchdown. Here comes the dime backfield, defensive backfield for the UCLA Bruins. Here are the numbers so far. Yeah, 6 defensive backs. Four rushes, 1 linebacker.
Ball on the 39. It is 3rd down and 5.
Tennessee continues to assault with formations.
Well, it looked like they had in mind trying to split them up the middle, and William Howard ran into Terry Toomey, and Toomey just was staying at home, and nobody moved him around, and he made the stop.
That situation is when you outcoach yourself. Let the quarterback use the audible, and he had a pass called. He saw a certain defense. He tried to change off to the run, and it didn't work.
Garman in the punt. First one today was good for 43. He's got a little help from the wind. Gets some spin on it. Comes drifting back to Gifford Irvin. And a penalty flag is down as Irvin goes down at the 19. 41-yard punt, no return. Let's see about the flag. The referee is Dick Burleson.
Keith, as they discussed, go ahead with officials.
They can read them. You go ahead.
Okay, well, Tennessee has always excelled in the kicking game. Particularly, Bob Nalen started that. He believed that games were won and lost in the kicking game. Every Tennessee coach that's been here has stressed, emphasized an excellent kicking game.
Clip Brooks.
Goes back to the spot that hurts you the most. They penalize it from right there.
So the Bruins are going to start deep in their own territory this time as we go to Jim again.
And we give you the latest from Ann Arbor, where Michigan has just scored on a 3-yard Gerald White touchdown run, capping a drive, 80 yards, 12 plays. The Wolverines kept the ball for 7 minutes in the drive. Now very late in the 3rd quarter, moving to the 4th quarter with Michigan leading it 17-12. Back to Keith Jackson.
I wonder how the golf courses are in South Carolina.
Here's it's Terry Donahue. What a fine football coach he is. Low key. There's his winning record, 70%. Last 5 years, something like 75%. 2 big Rose Bowl wins.
I remember him when he walked on at UCLA.
Just a little old guard, wasn't he, Keith?
No, he played defensive tackle on Tommy Prothro's
did he?
Team. Yep.
How much did he weigh? 190?
Well, he used to lie. I think he weighed about 187 pounds, 88 pounds. I've known him a long time, and I like him. He's a fine man.
He's a strong communicator. Motivates his team about as well as anybody we have at the game today. Little mad at those officials about something.
9-yard line. First down, Bruins. Crowd getting into it. Ball goes to Gaston Green. Good run by Green up to close to the 17-yard line. So that's about 8 for him.
Another good blocking by the UCLA line, particularly on that right side. They've done an excellent job. That's where they scored their touchdown. Jim McCullough, the leading blocker for the team, number 77, and Russ Warwick, just a sophomore, but great potential.
Bruins play selection so far in the game, 12 runs, 9 passes. Double tight end, second down, 2.
That's impressive, Keith, the balance between running and passing.
Green's got the first down as he changes directions twice on that short run and moves the ball out to the 22. That fellow there on the right with a towel around him, that's Norm Anderson. He is the man who principally sends the plays in. Norm was a wide receiver at UCLA in his playing days.
Well, Keith, we've got some excellent wide receivers on both teams, not just the two All-American prospects in Sherrod and McGee, but they are balanced across there with talent, skilled people, both teams.
First down and 10 from the 22. Whistle stops him. And the quarter is over. Well, the clock ran out apparently just as the ball was snapped, and so they stopped the play. And after 15 minutes in Knoxville, it's 10-0 UCLA, and the Bruins are trying to take control of the ball game.
I want my soda. I want my soda.
Here's why people want their Serta, why they're spoiled for any other mattress. Only Serta goes beyond just being firm, beyond what others do. We top our support with the extra comfortable Serta surface, a unique difference you can feel in a Serta Perfect Sleeper.
Marvin, I want my Serta.
What's America's newest bundle of energy? The new Energizer AA battery. It's supercharged.
Supercharged, like you, Mary Lou. This new Energizer AA is the longest-lasting Energizer ever. Supercharged to give you power no other battery in the world can beat. Tell him, Mary Lou.
Remember, you only get out of it what you put into it. So energize it.
Nothing beats the mighty new Energizer.
Now supercharged.
I got bad news for this guy. He needs a complete transmission job. About $600. This is a Fram transmission filter, just a few dollars. Now, if you take care of your car right, including changing your transmission fluid and putting in a new Fram transmission filter when you should, you may never be faced with this kind of problem. But the choice is yours. You can pay me now or pay me later.
Being there. That's what being a State Farm agent is all about.
When Scott and Vicki started to outgrow their insurance, we got together and reviewed it all. The new house, a second car, life and health coverages too. A State Farm family insurance checkup can be a big help. It's free, and it's there because things change. And like a good neighbor... Right, Jason? Yeah! State Farm is there!
We go to the second quarter at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville. 90,000 folks in attendance. Got over 91,000 seats. It looks full. And there are the stats for the first quarter, and the Bruins slowly but surely taking control of this ball game. It is first down at the 22. Stevens pitches to Green. Gaston Green is tripped up and goes out to about the 26. That'll be a 4-yard pickup.
Well, Keith, those stats just reflect good offensive performance and execution. Good running with the football, 104 yards, and there's Gaston Green's record so far. But mixing up the passes, 6 out of 9 for Stevens. That's impressive, the way he's kept the defense off balance at Tennessee.
Second and 6. Fullback on his way. Belfar rambles all the way to the 43-yard line before Terry McDaniel brings him down.
McCullough, the right guard, and the center, Goebel, make good blocks. Favre just has a gaping hole, has nowhere to go but right down the middle, north and south. Finally, the safety man brings him down.
James Primus is now in, a sophomore out of National City, 90 pounds at tailback. Another very promising youngster. And Stevens makes it to him, and he's sacked, and the ball rolls loose, and the Tennessee man covers it, but they call him down. Back at the 33-34. That time the blitz got home.
That's what Tennessee needs to do, is get some penetration on these play-action passes. Quarterback has to hold the ball quite a while, and the receivers had not gotten open. You can, I believe it was a good call. Good call. Stevens' knee was down, while he had possession of the ball. The play is over, even though he later fumbled.
I think his whole body was down.
All right, let's see. No, close. The ball was kicked out as he was waving it. Tough call against Tennessee.
Second down. They've got to go to the Tennessee 47 roughly to get the first down. This snap is from about the 34. They run a draw, and carrying is Primus, and Primus is maybe 38-yard line. Another look at it. Looks to me like his leg's down.
All right, it seems to me that the ball hops
Yeah,
out.
might have.
Yeah, it seems like they knocked it out just before his knee touched the ground. Fisher was screened off from it. Fisher was over to the right. He cannot see it. Number 99, Anthony Howard, I believe, knocks the ball out with his right hand.
It is third down, UCLA, and 14.
Stevens is in the shotgun. Yep.
Lets it go, and it is incomplete. The pass receiver, Willie Anderson, turned inside. The ball was thrown outside. And it's fourth down, and the Bruins now will punt.
Tennessee got some rush on the pass, and that's the key to any pass defense success. Put some pressure, make the quarterback throw earlier than he wants to before your defense is spread thin in the secondary.
McGee, the deep man, dangerous with Henderson to punt. His first kick today was good for 30 yards into the wind. Now he's got the wind in his back. Kind of swirls around in this big oval, and he gets a dandy. McGee gets a good block and comes back to the 20. Otherwise, Nick Tim is spread all over the landscape. That was a 44-yard punt and a 4-yard return tackled by Marcus Turner.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Hey, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Meet Nissan's hottest truck, the best-selling King Cab. And now with 8.8% financing, it's even hotter. 8.8 plus 9 cubic feet of lockable storage and jump seats behind the buckets. 8.8 can save you hundreds of dollars in interest on any new Nissan truck. Yahoo! Jump into 8.8, but hurry, the time's running out. The savings are amazing. The name is Nissan.
Tennessee Volunteers need to get some points on the board. They have the ball first down at their own 20, trailing 10-0 with 12:14 to go in the first half. Opening game for Tennessee, second game for UCLA. Charles Wilson and Keith Davis line up in the backfield. No real fullback in there right now, and Tony Robinson rolls it out with a guardian. Throws it to the sideline. The pass is caught by Charles Wilson, and Wilson is short of his first down, just over the 28. Again, Jim.
12. And here's the latest down in the loveliest village, where Southern Mississippi has gotten a touchdown and a field goal in the third quarter. The touchdown on a 78-yard pass. And now Auburn struggling just a bit. The number 2 ranked team leading Southern Mississippi 19-12. Navy has fallen to Delaware, the first game between these two teams in 51 years. And the Blue Hens beat the Midshipmen 16-13. Yours, Keith.
Now Napoleon McCallum got over 100 in the first half. Robinson rolls out, runs away from the pursuit, gets his pass away, hits him on the numbers. Look out. This is Tim McGee. And he is finally run down on the UCLA 41.
What a fantastic play. There's no reason to weigh it. Busted in the backfield first, and then you can see Robinson has that great knack of finding the open receiver when he's scrambling, and McGee is exciting. What a great receiver. McGee runs in motion, turns down, and as soon as he sees the scramble by Robinson, go to the open spot. Come on inside. Find the opening. Right there. Now put on the dance, and there he goes.
2 catches for McGee, 61 yards, first down Tennessee, Bruin 41. Howard, the lone back, and now they shuffle things around with Keith Davis going to the tailback slot, and Davis has it. puts his helmet down and rams against Mark Whalen and gets something out of it. Davis at 190 running into a 250-pounder from Burlingame, California. Tony Robinson over 100 yards in his passing. I don't know if I've seen a quarterback recently that has I mean, he was moving, and the pass was just letter perfect.
And moving to his left, Keith, which you pointed out, and which is the difficult to throw. Move into your left and throw across your body right on the numbers.
Second down and 7, and Robinson back to throw. Has protection, has a man. Short of the first down. Good tackle by Rutledge. Craig Rutledge really laid a hit on Jeff Smith and kept him from picking up the first down. He'll be about a yard short of it.
Rutledge, number 30, intercepted the first quarter pass. Brigham Young last week for a touchdown.
He had arthroscopic knee surgery about 2.5 weeks ago, too.
Here the numbers
3.5 weeks ago now.
Here, that arthroscopic surgery is something else, Keith. This greatest invention of all far as athletics is concerned. But Jeff Smith, the tight end, is a key man.
Third down and about a yard.
Ran all over the field.
Last time they went on a short yardage play, they gave to the fullback. This time they didn't make it again. Charles Wilson, the tailback, took it that time, and they didn't make it as Mark Whalen, defensive right side tackle, just nailed him down.
Well, Keith, when you spread everybody all over the field and the defense do not move out with you, you can't run the ball. The numbers game catches you. They got more players on defense at the point of attack than you do offense.
Johnny Majors wants a timeout to talk to his team about what to do. I guess he's got in mind that he's going to go for it. He's going to be looking at 4th down and about 2 yards with 9:42 to go in the half and trailing 10-0.
Madam requests your September best buys.
Oh, this garage broom is the best buy for only $3.66.
Oh, what a lovely broom. Next, refuse collectors.
Ace Ironclad 39-gallon trash and lawn bags are just $2.67.
Commendable price. Now a receptacle.
The $2 rebate makes the cost of this 32-gallon Loma Commander plastic trash can just $6.49.
Rebate? Impressive. Ace is the place.
Bye, Louis.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
Now with Castrol, the motor oil engineered for smaller cars, you'll save more than wear and tear on your engine. You'll save on Prestone antifreeze, Simonized wax, STP gas treatment, Purelator filters, and more. In every 12-pack of Castrol are rebates worth $45. So Castrol makes things easy on your budget while it makes things easy on your engine. The Castrol money-back 12-pack.
Next Saturday on CFA College Football, Notre Dame tangles with Michigan State or South Carolina battles Michigan. Stay tuned for game announcement today on CFA Football.
Tennessee is yet to convert on either 3rd down or 4th down in 5 tries in the ball game. And they're going to go on 4th and 2 here. The ball at the UCLA 33.
Keith, when you run on 4th and 1 like they did early and 3rd and 2 and don't make it, then you usually line up and try some play-action pass.
They're in a power I. I think they're going to run.
Or play-action pass.
That play-action pass. Got it. It was Jeff Smith that pulled it down.
That's the key. You go with your best horses. Your best player is your quarterback, and the fake in the backfield is really the key that sets it up. 81 just goes to the ground just like he's a blocker. Smith, number 81, now he jumps up. The linebackers have forgotten him. Good play acting. That's the key. Got to fool those people sometimes like that. I had one of those or two in my time. Chuck doesn't think so, but I did.
1st and 10 from the UCLA 27. Davis is the tailback, Howard the fullback. Robinson swings it out to Davis. One-hand catch. He got a block that popped him loose there. Number 75 came across, John Bruin, and laid the block for him, and he made something out of the play when it looked like he was going to take a lick for a loss.
Well, this Tennessee offense is based a lot on Bill Walsh of San Francisco. Here's the Volunteers' possessions. 2 plays fumble, 4 plays punt, 4 plays lost on downs, 5 plays and a punt, and here we are on their 5th possession threatening.
Robinson now 9 of 11, 125 yards.
Stay with that quarterback. He looks sensational.
2nd down 6 from the 23. Wings it over there in a hurry, and gets short yardage out of it. Coming up quickly to make the tackle on Joey Clinkscales is Darrell Hindley, and the pass is ruled incomplete. I guess he lost it going down.
That's a situation where the blitz by UCLA was on, and Robinson makes Keith a slight adjustment. I'm not sure those are the best thing to do. He just raises up and throws the ball regardless of what he had called in the huddle, and it was very close to being intercepted by Hindley, number 2, defensive back.
Third down at about 6 now for Tennessee.
The blitz scared them out of running. The threat of the blitz scared Tennessee out of their play.
Wilson is back in. McGee goes in motion. Here's the blitz. And he got it. Number 40, Toomey, coming out of the nose guard position, makes the hit on him. And the loss is back beyond the 30 to about the 32.
One thing you worry about in this part of the field, you expect the blitz, a twist. Toomey lines up on the left and comes all the way around the other man, number 95, Whalen, and makes the play. The twist is difficult to pick up with this Tennessee offense, Keith, because they block right at the line of scrimmage. They don't retreat on their pass ball.
Carlos Rivez is in, and he gets a considerable challenge in his first try as a volunteer. It's a 49-yard try. He got it.
How about that? In your first try.
So the younger brother comes through from 49 yards. Tennessee's on the board at 10-3.
And they need.
This is one of Nissan's most technologically advanced cars. It has computer-controlled carburation, a 4-cylinder overhead cam engine, 5-speed transaxle for precise front-wheel drive handling. Surprisingly, this is also Nissan's lowest-priced car, the Sentra, America's best-selling import. For an economy car that doesn't skimp on technology, the name is Nissan.
These old-fashioned shingles have worn out before their time. The culprit, insides of mere paper. Ugh.
Now, these are long-lasting Owens Corning shingles. They have a heart of pink fiberglass, so they shrug off moisture, keep their cool and baking sun, and glide through winter after winter.
And that is no snow job.
Owens Corning. Our building products put your house in the pink.
Garibaldi and Green go deep for UCLA as Tennessee scores the 49-yard field goal off the foot of Rivez, and it's a 10-3 ball game, and Carlos will kick off now. Good high kick into the wind. Goal line, Green. Out to the 25. Brought down by Darren Miller. Now the old pendulum swings. It looked like UCLA was going to take control of the ball game for a time. The Tennessee defense took some chances, got their back up, made some big plays. And now the offense came in and produced some points, and the defense had some time to rest. It is quite cool today, however. And let's see what the strategy is at this point. Defense jumping around, show a 4-man front right now with 4 backers. They literally are lined up in a 4-4-3.
Oldest defense in football, Keith.
And the ball is given off to the tailback, James Primus. And Primus powers over the left side and gets up to about the 27.
His offensive yards by UCLA, 122 and 60, just the reverse by Tennessee. Tennessee is primarily a passing team. Cannot be very effective running the ball if UCLA continues to blitz.
Second down and 8. Stevens to throw. Goes back to the weak side man, and the ball is caught at the 31. The crowd hoops. They thought it bounced in there. Ruled good catch again, Jim.
The latest now from Ann Arbor. After a brief Notre Dame goal line stand, Michigan settled for a field goal. Now 5 minutes, 12 seconds to go. The Wolverines leading by 8. At this point, of course, Notre Dame would have to score twice to do better than tie. Back to Keith and Frank.
They called that an incomplete pass after all, didn't they?
Yes, the umpire has that call. The man inside on any pass, whether it's trapped or not, and he ruled it incomplete.
So it's 3rd and 8. Here's the blitz. He gets it off and just before the blitz, but he is short of the first down. That's a good defensive play on Carl Durrell. There were 2 men coming. That's one of the things that we were told about the Tennessee defensive people. They may not have much experience yet, but they can run to the ball.
That's a great point. The thing that you do in pass defense, give them the short pass, but don't let them make anything running after they catch it. And Durrell caught that ball 3 yards from the first down. He can make another inch. Not another inch. 2 Tennessee men hit him, as Keith said.
Tim McGee deep. Henderson to punt. Kick. McGee drifts under it. Fair catches it.
Foul kick, Keith, because the covering team cannot run within 2 yards of the safety man once the ball is on its downward flight. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Marcus Turner was the man that ran close to him. 41-yard punt. And looks like they'll mark off 5 yards against the Bruins. 6:01 to go, first half.
The best deal in Nissan history will soon become history. But for a limited time, you can still get 8.8% financing on any tough new Nissan truck. Listen to these savings.
Nissan saved me almost $600.
That's an example of what you can save on Nissan's lowest sticker price truck. How much did you save in interest payments?
Almost $1,300.
How much will you save with 8.8? A lot, if you buy your new Nissan truck right now. The clock is running. The name is Nissan.
There are lots of furnaces you can choose for your home. But for the most efficient energy, forget all but the gas furnaces. And to cut energy costs further, consider only the high-efficiency gas furnaces. Of those, only one has advanced pulse technology.
The Lennox Pulse Furnace. It will make your heating more efficient.
Take it from Dave Lennox. You can save a lot of gas with a Pulse.
Attaboy, Dave!
Gas, America's best energy value.
The rolling record book, Walter Payton and the Chicago Bears take on Bud Grant's New Look Vikings on an NFL Thursday special, live at 8 Eastern.
The 5-yard penalty puts the football out at the 33 for Tennessee, and so Tony Robinson and the company get pretty good field position for this possession. Robinson is out of Tallahassee. Tallahassee? What are you doing, Bobby?
Well, he wanted to play on a team like Tennessee. This type of offense. Yeah.
Great history here.
Great history. Said he wanted to go away from home.
Robinson quickly delivers the ball. The ball is caught by Clint Scales, and Joey is up for about a 5-yard pickup near the 38-yard line.
Keith, both teams have seemed to be having some success with the blitz because I think both offensive lines are inexperienced. Tennessee's going to go without a huddle. They plan to do this some in this ball game.
The crowd's got to cooperate with them a little over.
Well, the value of this, the defense cannot call sometimes what they want to.
Little sideline pass again. It's good. Close to the first down. Good to Eric Swanson. Where'd they put him out? At the 44. Well, I believe that'll be a first down.
You don't huddle. Your defense cannot get called all the stunts, Keith, that they want to, the blitzes. They have to play pretty much a basic defense.
Chains aren't set, though. They can't go till the chains are set. Now they can go. Same stuff. Swanson to the UCLA 49.
Robinson is just reading the defensive coverage. UCLA is lining up in a basic defense with a no huddle.
He got a bad spot there, Frank.
He sure did. Lost about a yard.
Yeah, he did.
Here again, you'll see the audible at the line of scrimmage, Keith, by Robinson calling the play out right and left. Now it's a change defense by UCLA.
But he's taking them out of the blitz. Loops it this time for Swanson, and a little bit too long. Swanson had wiggled around and gotten behind Chucky Miller. And Robinson's pass was just a little long for Swanson.
Chucky Miller disrupted the pattern of the wide receiver Swanson. Otherwise, I believe it had been completed. Miller saw he was going to get beat. He just used his hands legally and disrupted the pattern. Timing was off. That's a good way to play pass defense. You can't cover him, disrupt his pattern, Keith.
He's lost another half a yard on the spot this time. They've now got the ball all the way back to midfield, right, but it really ought to be up on the 49. 0 for 5 on third down conversion. Robinson takes off up the middle. He's got room. He's got a first down. He's out of bounds inside the 40 at the 39. He's 6'3", but at least it looks like 5 of those 6'3" are legs. I mean, he is really a long-legged kid.
Keith, he has that quickness, that vision, and he's a great competitor. The coaches told me that when he runs into adversity, it doesn't bother him at all. And as soon as he saw the hole opening up, he just ran for the first down. Quarterback like that, receivers all covered, he makes the first down. That's the reason he was so successful last year. His first year as a starter. Now the blitz. Yes, he's using, quarterback's using all of it nearly every time.
They hit him. He gets the ball off, and it is incomplete, and a great effort on the catch downfield. But Tim McGee couldn't pull it down between James Washington and Darrell Henley.
Two pretty good defensive players there. Washington's safety man's going to come over. It looks like he's going to maybe knock the ball loose from McGee, but the play was just perfectly thrown. Robinson knew he was going to take a shot. He stayed in there and threw the ball just perfectly. Could have been completed. Just a great throw, great touch. Outstanding touch. Boy, he's exciting. Robinson is just can make the big play for you, Keith.
2nd and 10. Dump it off. Wilson's got 2 men in front of him. Got a first down inside the 20. Penalty flag. Got a face mask, I believe, down around the 15-yard line.
What a beautiful call by the Tennessee staff. First time they've shown the screen to the back. How do you fight the rush? What do you do when the defensive men are getting pressure? You set up the screen and look at the house. Beautifully it was concealed by the Tennessee team. And finally Washington, who made 119 tackles last year, brings it down. That looks like that was piling on, Keith.
Might have been. Didn't take long. The flag came out immediately, and you see there was an official right there, and it's going against the Bruins.
That's the distance. Nope, it's 5 yards.
5 yards, face mask penalty.
Face mask. That's what
defense, first down.
Inadvertent face mask on the tackle. And now Tennessee has the ball. It is just outside the 10. It is not really first and goal.
About 2 inches. Yeah. They could make a first down on the 1-inch line and have 4 more downs. But this is a tough place to score from with a team like Tennessee. The defensive field has shrunk. Very little yardage to cover.
Davis and Henderson in the backfield. Robinson checking around here and changing things. And there's a flag there. Somebody moved. There was collision in the trenches. I don't know whether it was Waller, the middle guard. He got an early start, whether he was started by movement on the Tennessee line. I'll let the men in the striped shirts who get paid for it make that decision.
Keith, it looked to me like that the center snapped the ball once Waller jumped the neutral zone. That's a smart play by the center. Tennessee hyper. What it appeared to me. Boy, that was a big play and a bad, terrible mistake. It took UCLA to make it this time.
Yeah, that was Todd Kirk in there.
Ball foul, offside, defense, first down.
Some schools teach their center, once the defense jumped in the neutral zone, if you snap the ball, you get a 5-yard penalty.
Different critter right now, though. Instead of first and 10 plus 2 inches, it's first and 5 plus 2 inches.
Changing the play again. Changing the play.
On the throw. Pass intended for McGee. McGee turned to the outside. The ball went over the other shoulder. It's incomplete.
This type of offense Keith, when you split that wide and the defense do not move many people out, you've got to throw the ball. That's what's wrong with this offense inside the 10. You really don't have any assault them type of running game. When you have 1st and 5, you ought to be able to stick it in the end zone with, what, 1 yard and 3/4 per try.
Tennessee's got 12 men out there.
One's got to come off. Good count.
Charles Wilson, Keith Davis went in, Wilson didn't come out. Now Charles runs off just in time, and it's 2nd down and goal from the 5.
Roll the quarterback out.
Big fullback hits inside the 5, close to the 4, and a penalty flag.
Looked like that when Robinson went to long snap count.
Yep, I think Wallen jumped.
Yep.
Waller jumped.
When you change the snap count on the goal line, the defense are all fired up and ready to shoot that gap, get some penetration. You go to a long count, watch the bottom of your screen. Waller, the nose guard, just jumps right there very clearly, and then this ball is snapped by the center, catching him off sides. There's Johnny Majors. Keith, Johnny Majors was the most decorated college player to ever become a successful head coach. Run up in the Heisman Trophy in 1956 to Paul Hornung. A very
Dead
persistent...
ball foul. Offside. Defense.
When Johnny
Second down.
When Johnny worked for me, Keith, he was a perfectionist in everything that he did. Still is.
UCLA's been flagged 5 times for 28 yards. And now Tennessee's looking at 2nd down and goal. The ball at the Bruin 3.
And then their goal line offense. Now all the blockers are in tight.
Oh, look at this. Davis is hit behind the line of scrimmage. A great effort. I thought it was Jarecki, 99. It came flying in there to get a piece of it.
It was. Jarecki came clean inside the end and made the play and threw Tennessee back.
Lost a yard. So it's 3rd and goal from the 4.
If you're going to throw the ball in this area, you have to, most of the time, cross your receivers or roll your quarterback out. Some type of
running attack right here looks pretty pathetic. There's no sock in it, is it?
No, not when you throw the ball, isn't it?
Robinson gets away. Now he's got a man wide open. Touchdown! Tim Hendricks, and here's 90,000 happy folks. Tim Hendricks puts his name in the book. He makes that first catch pay off, doesn't he? Junior from DeSoto, Texas. The extra point try is good. Well, we're back where we started.
Absolutely. Keith, Robinson's athletic ability is what made this play. Up at the top of your screen, the cornerback, number 3, Washington, looked like he had him for a loss, but Robinson's quickness gets him outside, gives him plenty of time. From the end zone, we'll watch Washington, number 3, is a great athlete right there, diving for it, but he couldn't pull Robinson down. Now he has plenty of time. Smith, number 98, had no chance, and Hendricks makes his first reception for a touchdown. The tight end fakes the block. Watch him go down on his knees like he's going to block. This is legal for him to block right there. Then he comes up. Linebackers had played the run all the way, wide open for the touchdown. Hendricks, Rutledge, number 30, had no chance.
So it's a 10-10 tie with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first half. Garibaldi and Green deep, and Revez to kick off. Kick, but he's going to get out of it all right because it bounces along rather slowly, and Gaston Green picks it up. And Green brings the ball across the 20 to about the 22. There UCLA will start. That's the halftime program for you. One of the great bands in America. Dr. Julian's Pride of the Southland Band, University of Tennessee.
Keep 90-some-odd thousand people here every week. You know, it's a thing to do in Tennessee is come see the Volunteers play, and that band has a lot to do with it.
Yes, they do. First down, Bruins from the 22. Farr and Green in the backfield behind Matt Stevens. Matt rolls it out, loops his pass to the sideline. Good to Durrell. Durrell is brought down at about the 31, close to a first down, maybe a yard short.
Here's Robinson talking to his coaches upstairs. Walt Harris is the offensive coordinator, coached in Illinois under Mike White. What a career this young man has had. Started just last year for the first time as a junior.
2nd and 1 for the Bruins.
Tennessee's not in the goal line short yardage defense. It got burned earlier.
They pop it up the middle and get their first down out to about the 34 with Mel Farr carrying the ball.
UCLA continues to mix up and be unpredictable on first down between a run and a pass, and that just diminishes your ability to defend against them. The Tennessee defense cannot call their defenses with any degree of success. They don't know what to do.
They go double wide now, sending Durrell and Chouard to the top of the picture. Both teams, 2 timeouts, 2.5 minutes to go first half. 10-10 tie. Stevens, roll out, has a protector, gets his pass off, has a man, and the catch is made. They're going to rule that a good one. It was Chouard sliding down and catching the low ball.
Chouard, number 82, is just going out and hooking up on the boundary. Where are the Tennessee defenders? Well, it's hard to cover everything. So you spot the team a short pass in the boundary, hoping that it's incomplete or you make the tackle for the short gain.
Ball comes to the 39, 2nd down 4. Paco Craig and Willie Anderson are the wide receivers now. And give it to Gaston Green. Green to the 40.
Good defense by the Tennessee team.
If they are so inexperienced, they are gaining with every play, I suspect. Green now, with that big 72-yard run, has 100 yards on 10 carries and a touchdown.
Picking up on what you said about the Tennessee defense, Ken Donahue is a great coach, believes in fundamentals and intensity. Chase that football. Success he had at Alabama was phenomenal.
Durrell and Chouard come back now as the wide people, and Stevens will throw. Going deep with it for Chouard, and it's intercepted at the 30 by Chris White.
Tennessee is a catch-up football team. They scored a lot of touchdowns with less than 2 minutes on the clock last year. Robinson can put them in there and gets a good hot hand. Here, Chouard is just out-jumped for the football. Chris White came across the scene. I think that's wonderful. Chris White had not played anything but special teams before this year. Moved in the starting in the lineup for the first time because Davis, the regular free safety, was injured. They 2 or 3 great plays. And a senior, Keith, that's what's great for a youngster to stay out this long, get the chance to play, and finally it comes.
Better take some more grease.
Okay.
Timeout called. 1 minute and 37 seconds to go in the first half. A 10-10 tie, Tennessee's ball.
Presenting the Honda 4Trax. Only from Honda.
Yeah, I know I need life insurance, but I hate spending money on something I hope I'll never use and won't be around to enjoy if it ever is used.
Allstate Update. Universal Life. Allstate has life insurance that pays you for living. Allstate Universal Life. It protects your family if you die, and it can provide competitive earnings for your retirement.
So, my family's set if I'm gone, and I'm in the money if I stick around. I think I'll stick around.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
The Tennessee Volunteers have the ball first down at their own 29. They've got 1 timeout remaining, 1 minute and 37 seconds to play. Robinson back to throw. Got a man open. That Tim McGee. How does he do it? He and Sherrard are incredible. They're always open.
Robinson had to throw the ball before the final cut was made by McGee. He's trailing the wide receiver, and he breaks down. The ball's already on its way. Gives McGee a chance to catch it and get out of bounds. No way to cover that. Perfect execution.
And it's a first down at midfield for the Volunteers. A minute 31 to go in the first half. Robinson back. Penalty flag down. Tony going for the bundle. Incomplete. Just barely. The receiver, Clinkscales, got a hand on it, but he couldn't catch it, and let's see about the flag.
Keith, while we're talking about the flag, McGee was wide open again on the same play. He could have called another 15-yarder.
Encroachment, I believe, on the Bruins.
Change of the snap count. The rusher jumped the neutral zone.
Might have been Batchkoff, the left tackle. There's your final score. Michigan defeats Notre Dame 20-12.
Live ball foul, offside, defense, first down.
Yeah, UCLA was offside, so we will be next week at 3 Eastern Time in Columbia, South Carolina, with the Gamecocks and the Wolverines. That will be our game next week. That might be a pretty good ruckus.
Oh, yes. Joe Morrison has done a magnificent job at South Carolina. Bo Schembechler knows how to coach.
First down and 5, and Robinson taking his time. Got him in! McGee again. He's got a first down. He's out of bounds at the UCLA 22.
Keith, I don't want to get complicated, but the flood on the boundary is really hurting. 3 receivers, 1 deep, and McGee breaking in behind the deep receiver. Well, we can see that McGee is going to trail the wide receiver, number 23, Swanson. Now you can see how wide open he is. The linebacker doesn't dare drop that deep. 4 receptions, 105 yards. Right into the boundary. Seldom do you see that.
They're moving in a hurry. You've got a minute 19 to go. We started this possession with 1:37 to play in the first half.
That's moving the ball, Keith.
McGee's out here on the bottom of the picture. Robinson has some time. Goes for McGee again. Incomplete, too high. He was in front of Chucky Miller that time. As much time as Tony had, it looked like he wanted to say to McGee, go back inside. There's nobody there. And there wasn't. There wasn't a white shirt anywhere.
Well, we got a minute 13 left, Keith, and they brought the ball from about the 30-yard line to 29 to the 22.
And it's second down and 10.
In less than 30 seconds. Boy, they can move it down. 24 seconds they moved it that far. Catch the ball, step out of bounds.
Got him that time. Robinson dropping back and banging right up the middle to get him was Terry Toomey, the middle guard. So that's the 3rd tackle that Toomey has made in this first half.
One thing that Robinson doesn't want to do, they're going to take their timeout.
No, are they?
Yeah, that's
so.
a mistake too.
They got one. That's 0 timeouts remaining. Now here's a look at UCLA in Westwood.
The spirit and strength of UCLA is in its students. UCLA's student population is the largest of any campus in the University of California, but it's quality that sets these students apart. UCLA attracts top scholars from 50 states and 112 countries. They stimulate a rich cultural and intellectual climate and are proud to be part of one of America's leading universities. UCLA, an investment in the future.
Here in Tennessee, there has been a dramatic mood change in Neyland Stadium. The crowd, after UCLA scored first in this ballgame, became deathly silent. It was not a factor. Even the players, the Tennessee players, could feel it, and they felt lucky to be in the ballgame, just down 10 points. But now they've come back. The momentum has changed. The scores have even changed the personalities of the players now. They believe they can win, and the crowd is a factor. And Keith, as you know, going into halftime, that Mr. Momentum is a big, big factor here in Neyland Stadium.
He's fickle. He's going to run it. Up the middle, Wilson. And he's short of the first down, but he has the football square in front of the goalpost. at the 16-yard line. And in comes Carlos Rivez.
And they've got to get the play off without a timeout.
They got time. It's 30 seconds.
Well, they don't have quite that much on the 25-second clock, though.
49-yarder for Rivez earlier. This is a 33-yarder. And it's good. So the Tennessee Volunteers, with 16 seconds to go in the first half, move out to a 13-10 lead over the UCLA Bruins. The Bruins jumped out 7-0 on a 72-yard run by Gaston Green. John Lee, a 39-yard field goal. It was 10-0 UCLA after a quarter. Rivez hit a 49-yarder to make it 10-3. Hendricks ran it in, caught a pass rather from Robinson to make it 10-10, and now Rivez has kicked a 33-yard field goal, and Tennessee is on top by 3. Well, this is the 8th time these teams have played. They've had 7 games, excepting for one when UCLA shut them out 13-0. They have all been like this, up and down the field. Tommy Prothero got so mad the first time they played in Memphis. He said he was never going to come back to his native state. But Bob Woodruff and J.D. Morgan knew what they were doing when they scheduled this one. It's been a great series. They're 3-3-1 in the 7 games played.
That was a tremendous drive. Poise, and Robinson had done this 3 or 4 times last year, pulled them out from behind the fourth quarter in a similar fashion. Just has that knack of scrambling and throwing. He's got a rifle arm, and he's very active.
The kickoff on the ground, bouncing around, trying to force an up man to take it, and they do. Number 15, Danny Thompson, a fullback, picks it up, runs the ball up to about the 31-yard line. Now, let's have a look at UT Knoxville.
Dr. Bill Bass, a University of Tennessee forensic anthropologist, helps police identify victims of murders and accidental deaths. He shares with his students his field work and research.
I think if you're going to be a good teacher, you need to do research, certainly in your chosen field.
Bruins come up. They're on 31-yard line. First down. Matt Stevens gives the ball off to the up man, Mel Farr, and Mel Ramble carries the ball across midfield, and a Bruin first down with 4 seconds remaining. Once the chains are placed, the clock will start. I think probably they were, did they spend a timeout now? Maybe they want to take a timeout, see what they can cook up. They have 1 remaining, and since we were short-circuited out of the campus at Tennessee, let's go back to it.
Dr. Bill Bass, a University of Tennessee forensic anthropologist, helps police identify victims of murders and accidental deaths. He shares with his students his field work and research.
I think if you're going to be a good teacher, you need to do research, certainly in your chosen field, because the research is what advances the field that you're in.
The University of Tennessee's Bill Bass, the nation's College Professor of the Year.
The University of Tennessee is kind of like an airport. Every time I come here, they're building something. They're adding, what, a 25,000-seat basketball arena over here.
They want to build one. Keith, they want to build one bigger than Kentucky. So they about 1,000 or 1,500 more seats in their basketball arena than Kentucky has in Rupp Arena in Lexington. But Bob Woodruff, the retiring athletic director, we go way back, Keith. He started me, gave me my first job in coaching, and he's done a magnificent job here in building the Tennessee program in all sports and the facilities.
Midfield, first down, UCLA. 4 seconds to go, first half. Matt Stevens loads it up and lets it fly. It's intercepted. And brought back to the 25. That's Chris White's second interception of the first half. And at halftime, it's 13-10 Tennessee. Here's Tim Brandt with Coach John Major.
All right, Johnny, coming into the game, I know one of your major concerns was your young defense, and yet they have swarmed to the football and done one whale of a job. Were you sandbagging us?
No, not at all. They're very new and very inexperienced. And I still don't know, but I sure like the way they're fighting and hosting the football, that one big long run is the one big thing that's happened against them. Otherwise, I've been very proud of the way they've given an effort.
Tony Robinson came up with a lot of big plays, but in my mind, the big play goes to you. 4th and 1, and you call a rollout. Big play, big gamble.
If it works, it's good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. A lot of plays can work on 4th and 1, and some of them don't. It's according to how it turns out.
Your young kicker, Rivez, came in and was 2 for 2.
Yes, he is. I'm very proud of him. He told me before, in pre-game warm-ups, he was kicking 57 to 60 yards, and I didn't want to give him a long shot the first time in. We went for 4th and 1 down here and didn't make it.
All right, good luck the second half, Johnny.
Thank you. We'll need it.
All right, so Tennessee leads at 13 to 10. We'll be back here to Neyland Stadium after this commercial message and a word from your local station.
CFA College Football, UCLA versus Tennessee, is being brought to you by Radio Shack, the computer experts, and by Mr. Goodwrench and General Motors Parts, who help you keep that great GM feeling with genuine GM parts. We'll return with more halftime activities after this message and a word from our local station.
Polish it to razor-sharp perfection.
We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
Tomorrow, from Dynasty to Webster, join your favorite ABC stars. And from on location all over the world, meet the brightest new stars of the fall season. It's an exciting hour of entertainment, and you'll love it. The ABC All-Star Spectacular is starting at 8/7 Central. Then She's All Woman, All Cop, the movie that inspired a series.
I will get the evidence.
When the law isn't enough, justice has a new name, Lady Blue. Tomorrow.
You'll love it. I read it every day for news around the USA.
I read it every day for business that really pays.
I read it every day for weather that's on the way.
I read it every day for sports that people play.
Every day for movies, books, and plays, at home or away. I read it every day. USA Today, every day.
I hate errors, even when I paint something. That's why I like Krylon spray paint. Look, spray this one with Krylon, this one with this other brand. Krylon goes on smooth, professional. No runs, no drips, no errors.
Hey, that's baseball talk.
That's Krylon talk. 12 minutes later, Krylon's dry to the tackle. An hour later, the other one's still wet, see?
Available at your local Parts Plus auto store, the Mid-South's leader in auto parts for over 75 years.
The Salvation Army, a friend to all.
The Prudential Halftime Report is being sponsored by The Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and financial services. The Prudential, the rock. It's strong, it's on the move, it's bigger than life.
Hello again, I'm Jim Lampley. This is another day of upsets in college football. Watch for them carefully. We are going to go fast. Down at Auburn, Auburn has broken it up against Southern Mississippi. Less than 2 minutes to go, 29-12. Bo Jackson in the game, 30 carries, 205 yards, and 2 touchdowns. At Michigan, Michigan beat Notre Dame 20-12. The last Notre Dame threat was snuffed out on an interception by Doug Mallory, son of Indiana coach Bill Mallory. Bino Cook, another rough opener for Jerry Faust.
Seems every year we're talking about Jerry Faust, Jim. It's obvious that he has to win this year to keep his job, and he has to go to a major bowl. Even the people close to Notre Dame say that. Notre Dame would not switch any games this year because they did not want to tamper with the schedule. In other words, play an early one Labor Day night, unless it had been Army. So they're doing everything for him. He got 5 years. A lot of schools will not do that. A lot of schools will not have the patience Notre Dame did. But Faust definitely has to go to a major bowl. He won't be back next year.
And they start now at 0-1 with the loss to Michigan. Drake falling to Iowa 58-0. Chuck Long 21 of 31, 248, 2 TDs. Penn State beat Temple 27-25. Temple's Paul Palmer, whom I called John Palmer earlier, 206 yards on the ground in 30 carries. LSU got strong games from all three offensive threats, Wickersham, Hilliard, and James with good games. North Carolina threw it 53 times in the game, but lost 23-13. Delaware beating Navy. Navy now falls to 0-2. McCallum, 27 carries, 153 yards. Maryland beat Boston College 31-13. The Terps now 1-1. Rutgers has been leading Florida throughout the first half. Now, Rutgers on top 14-6 late in the second quarter. Baylor fell to Georgia, the Dogs bouncing back from the opening loss to Alabama 17-14. Bowling Green upset Kentucky on a last-minute touchdown pass from Brian McClure and a safety on the ensuing kickoff. Miami, with Testaverde having a big game, beat Rice 48-20, Rice's 10th straight loss. Arizona State fell to Michigan State, Perlis winning in the opener 12-3. Lorenzo White, 39 carries, 174 yards and a touchdown. First game lost for John Cooper at Arizona State. Indiana trying to snap a 16-game losing streak, leading Louisville now 41-28 in the fourth quarter. If Indiana wins, then the longest losing streak in the country will belong to Rice, and New Mexico could make 10 in a row if they lose to New Mexico State tonight. Northwestern is leading Missouri. It is 20-17. Woody Widenhofer's first game as Missouri coach, and of course that would be a big upset. Kansas got a record-breaking performance from Mike Norseth at quarterback. He threw for 480 yards. They beat Vanderbilt 42-16. Some of you saw much of BYU Washington, Brigham Young leading 17-3. Doug Flutie, Robbie Bosco still having some trouble with interceptions.
Yeah, he threw one more today, which puts his total to 7 for this season. And he had 11 the entire year last year, and it's still a young season. He has thrown a career 18 interceptions, 5. In his last 5 games, he's thrown 14 of them against some of the bigger schools that have been able to get a good pass rush in his face. I think that's the key to stopping Robbie Bosco, is getting the pass rush in his face.
As UCLA showed last week, his interceptions were really the difference in that football game. So it's BYU leading Washington 17-3. We'll be back with more halftime right after this.
A little girl was trapped. I had to save her. She made it. I didn't. I thought about my own little girl. Who'd protect her?
It's coming around. Stevie boy, you live to tell about it. I got a second chance to protect my own as well as others.
At Prudential, we know most of us don't get a second chance. Talk to a Prudential agent and get the peace of mind that comes with a piece of the rock.
We're all safe now.
Get a piece of the rock. Prudential Life Insurance.
Powerful new financial help is coming. The Rock, the Prudential, is now more than insurance. It's mutual funds, IRAs, stocks and bonds, new products and new ideas, as well as new forms of insurance. It's rock-solid financial help for us all. The Rock, the Prudential. It's strong, it's on the move, it's bigger than life.
And old Skeets whooped that hawk and made him fly him back over and put him back in that yard.
For college football, former Mississippi State lineman Jerry Clower.
When I played football at Mississippi State, little did I know I'd go from this uniform to this uniform. But thanks mainly to my football scholarship, I got an education that will be valuable to me all of my life.
College football. It's doing a lot of good.
The preceding message furnished by the College Football Association.
The first quarter belonged to the UCLA Bruins, 10-0. The second quarter to the Tennessee Volunteers, 13-0. And at halftime, it's 13-10. And, Frank, the second quarter turnaround was really dramatic. But let's start with the long run by Gaston Green as he goes 72 yards off this play for the touchdown.
It's the pitch sweep where Gaston Green is going to start to the outside and look for some daylight. And the daylight was provided by the block of the tight end and also by the block of the fullback. Goal line defense by Tennessee. Short yardage, the pitch, start wide, cuts back in a big hole. Excellent blocking. The speed of Green is outstanding, and he's off to the races with not a Tennessee man chasing him.
But Tennessee came back first with a 49-yard field goal by Rivez, and then Tony Robinson, showing his mettle and abilities of all kinds, hooks up on this rollout and hits Hendricks for the TD.
The tight end faking a block at the line of scrimmage as the ball is being faked to the halfback in the backfield. Then he breaks in behind the secondary, wide open. Great effort by Robinson for the touchdown throw.
But the turnaround now, UCLA had something like 5 penalties, a couple of turnovers, and a quarterback sack, and total on to 64 yards in the second quarter. Now let's join the Pride of the Southland Band, the University of Tennessee, directed by Dr. W.J. Julian. for a crowd of 94,370. 13-10 Tennessee. We'll be back with more after this information from our local station.
Well, I started fishing when I was 8 years old with my father.
For over 40 years, Reg Alley has been getting up before the sun to fish for lobster.
I would say there's as many alleys up there as there is green grass.
Jonesport depends on the water for its livelihood, and its people depend on the Coast Guard to mark the way around the rugged coastline and to be there whenever there's trouble.
Well, you're speaking about the Coast Guard going out in heavy weather. We had a storm back here in February a few years ago, and they clocked the wind here in Jonesport 100 miles an hour, and the Coast Guard was out that night on patrol. And then me, I think I tied myself in the bed.
The town of Jonesport thinks highly of the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard thinks highly of Jonesport, too. Just ask the station commander, Arthur Alley. He's Reg's son. Jonesport, Maine. Just one of the coasts we guard. Find out more about the Coast Guard and the Coast Guard Reserve. Call toll-free.
The very little.
This is what it's like to be functionally illiterate. Unable to read a job application, a street sign, or a bedtime story to a child. There are 27 million Americans like this. 27 million.
And
we could help them, but we need your help. Call the Coalition for Literacy at this number and volunteer. The only degree you need is a degree of caring.
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
Following 2 games in the Midwest, Indiana has snapped its 16-game losing streak, beating Louisville 41-28 at home. Both goalposts are down in Bloomington as Mallory finally gets a win there. Missouri is trailing Northwestern 27-17 relatively late in the fourth quarter. That would be a shocking loss for Woody Woodenhofer and the Tigers in his first game there as head coach. It would be a very big win for Dennis Green and Northwestern. We'll be back with more scores right after these messages.
I was drowning.
Let's go.
Nothing could save me. My children. How would they get along without me? So much more to do.
Breathing, her pulse is back. She's going to be okay.
I got a second chance to do all those things I always meant to do.
At Prudential, we know most of us don't get a second chance. Talk to a Prudential agent and get the peace of mind that comes with a piece of the rock.
We're all right now.
Get a piece of the rock. Prudential Life Insurance.
Most people don't know what their auto insurance covers. Well, it's too late. Ask a Prudential agent for a Pru review.
Don't believe it! Well, believe it or not, I don't think we're covered. But we must be. But what if we're not?
You had a Pru review. I did. I mean, I know my car would be covered.
Get a piece of the rock. Get a Prudential Pru review.
He sure needs a facelift.
Millions of boys and girls are enjoying the fun and educational benefits of participation in high school activities, from basketball to band. These activities educate over 1/2 of our students at a net cost of 1 to 3% of most school budgets. Help keep these programs alive in America's schools by making an investment in our nation's greatest resource, its youth. Support the other half of education in your community. The preceding message provided by the National Federation of State High School Associations.
More scores now, which we haven't previously given you here. West Virginia beating Duke today. Surprisingly tough game, 20-18. Clemson beating Virginia Tech on a field goal after time had expired. Georgia Tech beating NC State. John Dewberry with 3 touchdown passes. Army beating Western Michigan. And Rutgers, Florida, which is now correct in our computer. We had told you Rutgers was leading. It is not correct. It is now Florida 21-7 at halftime. Army beating Western Michigan 48-6 today. Wisconsin beat Northern Illinois, that one 38-17. Oregon and Colorado, this is Ed Reinhardt Day at Boulder. It is 14-10 Colorado in that game in the third quarter. And Air Force and Wyoming, Air Force under Fisher DeBerry, leading Wyoming 14-7 at halftime. We'll be returning you to the football game in your area right after this.
The Prudential Halftime Report was sponsored by the Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and financial services. The Prudential, the rock. It's strong, it's on the move, it's bigger than life. CFA College Football, UCLA versus Tennessee. This ABC Sports exclusive is being brought to you by Chevrolet, who invite you to see today Chevy, drive today Chevy, live today Chevy. And by exceptionally smooth Michelob, the beer of choice for people who are moving up. Where you're going, it's Michelob. We'll return for the second half kickoff after these messages.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded.
Boy, could I go for a juicy new Whopper at Burger King. That would really hit the spot.
What's going on? The coach is sending Kettinger to third.
A plain broiled Whopper with lettuce, tomatoes, onions.
Now he's sending Phillips to second, and there goes Spinelli home.
Beat Big Mac and Wendy's single for best taste. Maybe I'll have two.
Spinelli scores. Holy cow, brilliant coaching.
Great. Now we can eat.
The big beefy new Whopper at Burger King.
Ollie, I can't see.
Relax. I know France like the back of my hand.
We need new Anco wiper blades.
Anco windshield wiper blades for Datsun, Toyota, VW, and other imports are available everywhere.
Much better.
Ollie, are you sure we're in France?
Where do you think we are?
Spain?
Spain.
Anco, the best blades you can buy. Test prove it.
We're all born with the capacity to give, to share. But as we grow, we get busy. We forget. To help revive those childlike qualities, American Express is launching Project Hometown America. Each time you use the American Express card, you'll help your community unite to solve its problems. For the sake of your hometown and the child within us all. Don't leave home without it.
With head coach Terry Donahue of UCLA. And Terry, the first thing I'm going to ask you is about the quarterback situation. I know you said you were going to have Nori ready. Will Matt start again the second half?
Yeah, Matt's going to start the second half, and we'll see how it goes. And thought he played real well in the first quarter, and then the second quarter, our team didn't play as well on either side of the football, and we're going to have to see what happens here. Tennessee's a good team, and we're a 3-point underdog, and we're behind by 3 points, so we'll see what happens.
Defense made some mental errors, jumped off sides a little bit. I want to ask you about the Tennessee no-huddle offense. Did that cut down your blitzing? Did it throw you out of sync?
No, we prepare for no-huddle every week. Everybody runs no-huddle offense in our league, so we prepare for it every week. Quite honestly, we're just getting into the game, and we got to see how we do this half. We made some mistakes. We had a lot of penalties the first half. I didn't think the first quarter, I thought we played real well. Second quarter, I didn't think we played as well, and hopefully we'll get back into it and get going.
All right, Terry, good luck the second half. Quite frankly, Keith, they looked a little bit flat in the second quarter, and it seemed to die here on the sidelines. I think he emphasized that in the locker room, and the players now are showing a little bit more emotion down here on the UCLA side.
It was kind of interesting, Tim, that he brought his football team in here Thursday, and they had a very long workout out here yesterday. A lot of work on the kicking game in particular and kick coverage. And he was concerned about the crowd, and as you noted earlier, he had they worked some on that no-sound offensive alignment. But you're right, they did flatten out in the second quarter. Tennessee got ahead of steam. We'll see what happens. The Volunteers will get the ball first here in the second half. The kick goes to Panuska, 2 yards deep in the end zone, and Pete's coming out with it. And he comes out to about the 18-yard line, maybe the 19, before they bring him down. UCLA's defensive front is Batchkoff. Tackle Frank is 245. Toomey, the middle guard, had a big first half. 230-pound sophomore. Mark Whalen is 6'5" and 250, a fifth-year senior. Melvin Jackson, the linebacker, 6'3", 225. Eric Smith, 6'3", 220. Steve Jarecki, 6'2", 215. And Tommy Taylor, the young man from Chattanooga, 6'1", and 235. Here's the first snap of the second half from the 19-yard line. Goes to the fullback Henderson. 1 yard. That's all. The offensive alignment for Tennessee is the same that started the ball game. Chucky Miller is a cornerback, left cornerback for UCLA, and Darrell Hindley is the other corner. They're both right at 5'9". Strong safety is Craig Rutledge, 6 feet, 185, and James Washington, the free safety, 6'1" and 195. Second down and 9, Tennessee from the 20. And Robinson comes out throwing, having trouble finding somebody right now, and then breaks it out of there. And he's got his first down as he slides on up to about the 32-33. So Robinson again gets him off the hook. There's your offensive alignment that started the ball game, and that's the same group in there right now.
Your defense just does all they can do. They cover, they get a good rush, but the ability of Robinson breaks up the middle and makes the first down running. Demoralizing to your defense.
Picked up 12 yards on the carry. 13-10, Tennessee leads as we start the second half of play. Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles, and Tim Brandt with you. And here's a long looping pass downfield. That is caught by number 87, Clink Scales, and he scores.
Keith, did it look like he pushed off a little bit?
Certainly did. He put James Washington in the cheap seats and got away with it.
The official was right there, and what it looked from this vantage point.
He was trying to get back to the ball, and Washington was sort of blocking his way, and perhaps that entered into the judgment. But whatever, you'll see it on the replay. 68-yard touchdown, and Tennessee out. About to make it 20-10 if they can kick the extra point.
The old momentum has turned, as we can see by the fans, the gait of the Tennessee team coming out of the huddle. Everything about them is picked up.
Randy Sanders puts down the snap, and Rivez kicks it through and makes it 20-10 Tennessee. So a shocker to start the third quarter. It was Gaston Green's 72-yard sprint for a touchdown. There was a shocker in the first quarter. Now let's have another look. And watch the power of Robinson's arm here.
Right. Plus he has to scramble, but he realizes he's got a man pretty much open. There you can see Clinkscale just push Washington completely all the way off, just as we saw earlier. And then Clinkscale with his breakaway speed goes in. Joey Clinkscale.
It's kind of like society. It's the caught and the uncaught.
Well, the ball is underthrown. Sometimes the receiver has the best chance on an underthrown takeoff pattern. But right here, Clinkscale takes his right arm, then his left arm, and kind of pushes him a little bit. And then the turf shoes catch the turf really more than the push, I believe. Threw Washington to the ground, and Clinkscale takes it in.
And Tennessee has scored now on 4 straight possessions.
Keith, once again, the scrambling ability of Robinson made the difference. He had a rush on him.
Kickoff by Rivez goes to Bob Garibaldi. And he hammers his way, and that's a fair word, out just across the 25. The Tennessee defensive unit beginning to assert itself. Robbie Scott, 275 at tackle. Fred Bennett, 260 at middle guard. Mark Hovanek, 245 at tackle. Linebackers, Tyrone Robinson, 6'2", 215. Dale Jones, 6'2", 220. Kelly Ziegler, 6 feet, 220. And Darren Miller, 235, and the sophomore. So it's sophomore, junior amongst the linebackers. And juniors and 2 sophomores in the down position. UCLA from just over the 25. Take it into the middle with Mel Farr carrying, and he picks up about 3 yards. Terry McDaniel, 5'10", 165 at one corner. The other is Victor Peppers, 5'8", 155. He, too, is a sophomore. Tommy Sims, the strong safety, the only experience really back there in the secondary. And Chris White, who had 2 interceptions in the first half. Second down, call it 7. Stevens gives the ball to Gaston Green, and Green with a good strong run slipping off the corner. Takes the football out near the 40-yard line, and it looks like it's pretty much the same unit that started the ball game for UCLA. You've got Earl Smith coming into the ball game at a tight end spot now, replacing Tennell. No, Tennell stays in. They go double tight. On first down, Matt Stevens is checking off. And goes back to Gaston Green, who slashes over the right side, gets another first down, and almost breaks out of there and goes home. Tommy Sims hadn't grabbed him by the shirt. I believe he might have run all the way.
Here are the halftime stats. You can see that Tennessee has gained and taken over the edge in first downs and in total yardage. Turnovers is the big key. Last two passes that Stevens has thrown intercepted. They have 3 to Tennessee's 1.
Yeah, but one of them was sort of that Hail Mary into the end zone.
That's right.
Didn't mean anything.
Penalties have meant something, those Keith.
Yes, they have.
Kept the Tennessee drive going.
Marcus Greenwood is the fullback now, has the ball. Marcus, 5'11", 210, a junior out of Bakersfield. And on the first down carry, gets about 3, close to 4 yards out of it. UCLA's averaging close to 7.5 yards each rushing play. Tennessee, on the other hand, about 2.5, but Tennessee has been whipping them with the pass and the scrambling ability of Tony Robinson.
This Tennessee defense has played much better than I'm sure that they had anticipated with as much inexperience as they have, but they're tackling good, Keith.
It's Green again. Now the UCLA ground game asserting itself as Gaston Green goes for another Bruin first down, getting about 7 yards on that carry. Tennessee out to a 20-10 lead off that 68-yard pass play from Robinson.
Clink Scales.
Clink Scales, who caught it. Believe it or not, it's cool enough in the third quarter to put your coat on. That's football.
They are chewing them up with that ground game. Offensive line of UCLA is doing a great job blocking.
Inside play again. Greenwood almost pops out of there. Number 54, Dale Jones, got a piece of him and knocked him off balance, but still the big guy picks up. Oh, you see, he goes all the way down to the 25, so he's got 8 yards.
Just an assault type of offense, running straight at them, pitching off and cutting back from the tailback. Offensive line deserving the credit, controlling that neutral zone.
Second down, 2.
Changing the play.
Green, hole left side, and gets the first down. So they are really just blowing them out of there. I think the attendance reflected there is a direct tribute to Bob Woodruff, because he's the man that started building here, the quality of the programs, and of course Bob Neeland and many, many others contributed to the legend of Tennessee football. But they fill it up mostly every week. Nell Farr is back in at fullback. Green again, outside he goes. Boy, they're getting 7 yards off that first down carry every time, Frank.
Dale Jones, number 54, outside linebacker, is going to just chase. Good defensive players. When they see a chance, the ball carrier going the other way, don't let up. You never know when you're going to figure in the play. Take a good chase angle, and he does. 105 tackles last year.
Still got 7 yards out of it. He's got 148 yards, Green does, on 15 carries. Green again. And close to the first down. He's going to be down around the 8-yard line, and that should be a first down. First and goal for UCLA.
Well, that UCLA offensive line of Hartmeyer at left guard, Cox at left tackle, Goebel at center, McCullough at right guard, and Warnick at right tackle, all a 6'5" or better, 250 to 60 pounds, are doing a great job of controlling the line.
First and goal from the 8. UCLA's ball.
somebody move, Keith, and when they blow it that early, most of the time it's the offense unless the defense made contact.
Against the Bruins.
Yeah, they offensive linemen run it on a quick count. One thing that Homer Smith, the offensive coordinator, does with his offense, they either run on a quick count or a delayed count. They alternate it to try to confuse the defense. The right of the screen, you see the left tackle Cox, number 72, jumping off, head of the count. Couldn't wait, anxious to get after the Tennessee defense.
So the ball comes back to about the 13, where it's first down and goal from there. Preston Green. Green trying to cut back, can't do it. There's a good defensive play. Who was that? Number 14 it was. Terry Brown. Cornerback on that side. Wouldn't let him outside. Came back and whacked him down.
Keith, you mentioned the cornerback, number 14. Supporting on the sweep is the key to stopping that play. The cornerback has got to come up like a linebacker and turn it inside, and he did perfectly.
Green has been the motor in this drive. Second down and goal.
Not a pass.
From the 11, and they give it to Green again, and he dives back to about the original line of scrimmage, where it'll be third down and goal. So Gaston Green in this drive has carried 2, 4, 6, 8 times for 58 yards.
Keith, the coaches will tell you that when your team starts to drive and gets snapping the ball over 10 times, it sure increases the possibility of a mistake by the offense. What happened? UCLA got offside, a 5-yard penalty. That's put them in the hole. Last Stevens 9 for 16, 2 interceptions. He's got to throw here.
Third and goal from the Tennessee 8. Gets it away, and it's intercepted. Intercepted at the 3-yard line by Victor Pepper.
The rush on Stevens made him throw the ball poorly. Darnell is out in the open, but the ball is underthrown. Interception stops the drive. Score 20-10 Tennessee.
Here's hard-working news from Chevy Trucks. Now there's low 7.7 financing on select new 1985 Chevy trucks. It can save you an average of $1,600 in finance charges on new full-size 2- and 4-wheel drive pickups. $1,700 on new full-size Chevy cargo vans and new Astro cargo vans. Get in on the 7.7 finance savings now on 85 Chevys. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's make love.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's make love.
20-10 Tennessee. As they take over, the ball is at the 3. Stevens' last 3 passes intercepted. One of them was just up for grabs. But that one was just didn't have anything on it. Peppers grabbed it. Now Tennessee's got to protect the ball. Let's see if they let Robinson have his way down here, if they run everything out of there as they go to the big fullback Henderson. And Sam booms his way out to about the 6-yard line. As Bo Jackson's totals for the day, impressive, and Auburn had a game on their hands today, winning by 11. LSU had to come late to get that one. Big day for Wickersham and Hilliard. And Penn State beat Temple by 2. It is second down and 7 now with Jim Miller in at the fullback spot, and Robinson looks up to throw it. Nobody to throw it to, and Tony eats it back on the 5.
Boy, that Chucky Miller, number 37, had done a great job on Swanson, the wide receiver. He couldn't get away from him.
Nope.
Couldn't get away from him. Disrupt that pattern. The quarterback raises up, throw quick. Don't back up if you're a defensive back. You know he's got to throw it quick.
Now William Howard comes into the ball game. replacing Miller at fullback. BYU beating up on the Huskies. And Oregon might be the spoiler in that Pac-10 this year. Third down and about 8. Pop it out of there with Charles Wilson. Wilson comes out to the 14, and he may have a first down. Boy, he had a hole behind that right guard, Bruin, and Hibbett, the center, and he's got a first down.
When the defensive people get busy trying to rush the passer and contain someone like Robinson, they're subject to being blocked. And they got cross-blocked on that last play, and as G said, a big hole.
And now at the 14. Robinson wants to throw. Does. Pass is thrown to the outside. Screen for Klink Scales. And Klink Scales will move the ball out for another first down to about the 26-yard line.
When you got an arm like Robinson and you got receivers that can run and after they catch the ball, throw the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Give them a chance to pick up those blockers. Good, safe pattern. You see the 2 or 3 blockers out in front of him, and Klink Scale comes close to juking one of the, I guess that was Miller, 37, going all the way. Those are good calls, Keith, right on the line of scrimmage. Those short passes, keeping the ball.
Robinson now 18 out of 25, 302 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Come on, defense!
Blitz.
And it's Wilson tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Number 95, Mark Whalen, got a piece of him as he went by, and he goes down for a loss of a yard.
Our old alma mater came through with a big win, Georgia Tech.
Georgia and Kansas, record performance at North-South is a throwing machine out there at Kansas.
Kansas is a dark horse in that game.
Had a bunch of players. What did they lose? 7 players?
7 by academic ineligibility, but they're going ahead full speed.
Second down, 11. Robinson down the middle. Got a man wide open for the first down at the 41-yard line. Eric Swanson.
Robinson really took a shot. He stayed in there knowing that he's going to take that shot, and he throws that ball. He waits to the very last minute. He gets hit hard. The ball is right on target. Swanson, junior college transfer from California, came in last year, had a good season as a pass receiver. Look how he jumps and cradles that ball. Let's see if he protects it. Goes down for the reception.
41-yard line, first down. Pitch out. Charles Wilson up to the 44, picked up 3. I'll tell you what, Frank, it might be gut check time for UCLA, because if Tennessee does take that thing 97 yards, woof.
Well, UCLA doesn't have, they have a catch-up offense, but nothing like what Tennessee has with Robinson. It'd be hard for them to score 2 touchdowns on them and not have Tennessee score anymore. If Tennessee can put them on the run board. Take 3 scores, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Second down, 7. Inside, Henderson carries.
Well, they got to run a little bit, Keith.
Now, Toomey, number 40, middle guard, stepped in his path and simply took away all of his momentum.
In come the dime defense of UCLA. Situation substituting, very popular in college today. They try to do a better job of defending against the pass with 6 defensive backs in the lineup.
It's third down and 5 for the ball. They are 3 out of 9 on third down conversion. Run it. And Keith Davis, 190-pound freshman from Nashville, booms for the first down to the UCLA 43.
Once again, the defense widen out to get a good pass rush. That's the first thing on their mind. What are we going to do about Robinson? What are we going to do about Robinson? You better watch out for the run occasionally, because the scouts up in the box have picked up what UCLA are doing on third down and have called twice a run-off tackle and made the yardage.
So So he went from his own 46 down to the UCLA 43. That is the longest Tennessee run of the ball game. And the Vols have it first down. Robinson on first down gets some heat. Gets it away. And it is incomplete. So he didn't want to get sacked, didn't want to waste it, so he threw it away. Now Jim.
Keith, it is final in Columbia, Missouri, where Northwestern has beaten the Tigers 27-23. The last time Northwestern was at 500 was 1-1, 2 games into the 1979 season. They went on that year to finish 1-10. And Frank Royals, who once coached in Missouri, is, I'm sure, aware how disappointed the Tiger fans will be at that loss in Woody Widenhofer's first game. Back to you, Keith.
Keith, our congratulations to Dallas Green, the Northwestern coach, who used to work for Bill Walsh at Stanford. Chuck Howard reminds us who beat Northwestern last week.
Duke. Second down and 10. 43. Robinson whips it. Good. And it'll be a first down at about the 29 to Jeff Smith.
Keith, that was a tremendous throw. Robinson was just on his haunches. His arm is so strong. Right there, you see the receiver over to the right, hit him right on the numbers, right in the belt where it can't be intercepted. Took a careful throw, everything perfect.
Craig Rutledge jumped up on top of him, rode him down. He's big buffalo. He wasn't big enough to take him on head up.
There's Robinson, number 10.
Throw it again. Quickly to the sidelines to Swanson. And Swanson's inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 16. And that's another Tennessee first down.
The Tennessee offense is picking this UCLA defense apart. And this defense at UCLA did a great job against Robbie Bosco last week at Brigham Young.
Got a Bruin hurt on the play. It is James Washington who had made the last tackle, and James comes up limping a little bit. The trainer out to check him, and I think he'll leave the ball game. 4 Tennessee receivers now have 4 catches in the ball game. So Tony's keeping everybody happy.
That's well, not only that, but keeping them happy. But the main thing is, Keith, he is identifying the defense and going to the open receiver. And he's getting, it won't be long. He'll be approaching 400 yards, if not over 400 yards. The way he's going, 21 out of 29.
First down, UCLA 16. Contact in the middle. Contact made by Jim Waller on the center, Todd Kirk. And if it in fact is against Waller, that'll be the 3rd time that middle guard's been flagged.
Once again, Robinson very wisely to slow down the pass rush of the opponents. You use a long snap count one time and then a very quick count the next, and the defense cannot get the jump. It gives the offensive lineman a chance to get set and protect the passer.
Offside defense.
UCLA has been flagged 8 times for 43 yards. University of Tennessee, no flags.
That's a big difference. Mistakes are a facet of the game of football, but you try to eliminate those silly penalties of offside at least.
It's a split crew, too. On 1st and 5, gives it away to Wilson. Big hole! And a penalty flag goes down as Wilson gets to the 2-yard line. And look out, Tennessee may have just inherited its first flag.
Well, that umpire threw that flag 15 feet in the air. Makes you think he wanted to call it. On Tennessee. I guess. Yeah. That's too bad, folks. We had a great drive going. Just so many plays you can execute in college or in pro football. I was amazed last week that San Francisco, the world champion, had 7 turnovers, Keith.
It'll be a 10-yard hold,
So it happens at all levels.
10 yards, going to back them up.
That isn't going to slow this Robinson down unless UCLA gets some rush. But the big thing to me that I have not seen in many quarterbacks in my time, the strong arm that Robinson has, plus the quick feet.
10-yard penalty. Offense. Repeat the down.
First down. Keith, when you combine the rifle arm and the quick feet and the vision that he has, he knows where the receivers are. He's gone to the right man virtually every time, the open receiver. That's a trait that you see very seldom in any quarterback.
Washington is back in after a cramp. Keith Davis and Jim Miller, the setbacks. It is Davis. And this time he is caught behind the line of scrimmage by Tommy Taylor, inside linebacker.
You don't hear much about the linebackers making plays against Tennessee offense, Keith, because it's all east and west and fool them and a trap here and there and mostly passes. Taylor's been averaging 10, 11 tackles a ball game. Just doesn't get the involvement. They spread them out. Collectively, they're not as good as individually. They're not as good as they are collectively.
Second down, and it's close to 16 yards. All just inside the 22 of UCLA. Little lead pass thrown out to Smith, and Smith is caught from behind and run down by Chance Johnson, outside linebacker there. He's a redshirt freshman from Compton. And so they'll be looking at 3rd and long. 3rd down, 12.
The tight end Smith just breaks in the flat, and the ball is right there, perfectly thrown by Robinson. He doesn't back up. He just raises up right the line of scrimmage and hits him. And if Chance does not make the tackle, it's a touchdown. As UCLA was in the blitz, man-to-man coverage.
It's a pretty heads-up play by that redshirt freshman.
It certainly was. He made a great play to even make the tackle. He's one step behind. It's all he could do.
Run it. Davis gets inside the 15, down to about the 14. The ball's right in front of the goal posts, and here comes Carlos Revis.
It's a good play. 3rd and real long. You want to be sure and get something. You move the length of the field. Where to start? On the 3-yard line, Keith?
Yep.
Moved all the way down. It's just hard to keep it all the way, take it all the way in without some mistakes. The old law of percentages comes to haunt you before you can get it across the goal line.
Carlos Revis, a junior from Miami, transferred here from UT Chattanooga, has kicked the 49-yarder and the 33-yarder, and the 3rd quarter time expires. We'll be back for the 4th quarter after this message and a word from our local station.
Okay, let's settle back with a nice cold Strohs and see how we did in Saturday's game. Lights. Here we are going out for a pass. And here's Hurley's Pub intercepting. Here we are going out for a pass again. Here's Hurley's Pub intercepting. Here's Hurley himself bringing out the Strohs for his team. Here we are intercepting.
Strohs and Stroh Light. Fire brewed for great taste and good times.
In all the universe, there's never been anything like the new size Chevy Astro. Chevy Astro stands alone with the only V6 available in a van. Vortec V6 power that rivals the V8 and the highest towing capacity available, up to 5,000 pounds, in a size that fits your garage. When it comes to new ideas in vans, nothing works like a Chevy van.
See how the future began. 4585, Wednesday on ABC.
It's 1883, and Tennessee is growing fast. East to west, there's a feeling of confidence. And here, a new bank is starting. The bank that would become First American. Now, for the bank, it was the beginning of more than a century's involvement in the growth of Tennessee. And these early bankers, well, they're people. They're people who cared about the state and its future, cared about their customers. They made banking a very personal business. Well, Tennessee grew, and so did First American. Today, First American Corporation is 7 banks, each serving thousands of people with the most advanced products and services available. But with all this, First American has never forgotten that the most important ingredient in banking is people. They appreciate that you and everyone else in this state are more than just numbers. To First American, banking is still a people business, and they intend to keep it that way.
David Norrie is warming up on the sidelines for UCLA. He may come into the ball game on the next UCLA offensive series. He started last week against BYU, played the first half. Right now, it is Tennessee trying to stretch its lead to 13 points as Rivez lines up and will try a 31-yard field goal. High snap, but the ball is put down by Sanders, and he's got it. So it's quite a debut for the younger of the Rivez brothers as he has kicked them good from 49, 33, and 31. Tennessee held the ball for the last 8 minutes of the third quarter.
Now there's a new route to college. The new GI Bill plus the new Army College Fund. If you qualify, you can earn over $25,000 for college while you learn things no one can put a price on. The new GI Bill plus the new Army College Fund. Together, they can put you on the road to college.
Find your future in the Army.
When you rent one way from most car rental companies, there are strings attached, like the drop-off charge at the end of the line, the one you pay to help get their car back. At National, there are no strings or mileage charges because we have a whole fleet of cars available for one-way rentals, and they're just $15 a day more than our regular low daily rates. So the choice is yours. Rent one way or the other. National Car Rental, a way to go one way.
Coming off today's big victory over Notre Dame, Michigan tangles with 11th-ranked South Carolina next Saturday on CFA College Football.
After falling behind 10-0 in the first quarter, Tennessee has scored on 5 straight possessions. And we're in the fourth quarter. 14-5-6 to play, and it's 23-10 Volunteers. And Rivez kicks off high, all the way across the field, where it is taken and out of bounds at the 21 by Danny Thompson. Danny made the catch, but momentum carried him out of bounds.
As we look at the stats, Tennessee with 19 first downs. That's sensational. Look at the passing yardage by Robinson, the total yards 425, the big play turnovers by UCLA, and UCLA has not been using their great receivers. Sherrod has not caught a pass, I don't believe, since the first quarter.
Stevens is in there at quarterback. That stays in. From the 21, first down. Farr and Green behind him, and Stevens comes out throwing. Whips it down the middle, and the pass is almost intercepted. Almost by Chris White. That would have been his third of the ball game. Michigan beating Notre Dame today, 20-12, and that sets up our game for next week. Undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks, ranked 11th in the nation, against the Wolverines of Michigan. It'll be in Columbia, and we'll be on the air at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Second down and 10 for the Bruins on their 21. They really have shut the door on Sherrod. They run it with Green, and he dives to about the 27. Well, they had that long drive in which Green was such a force that the offensive line, as you pointed out, just blowing Tennessee out of the way. Then they had the mistake down here, the 5-yard movement penalty. Yep. And then the pass was intercepted, and Tennessee held the ball for 8:08 and got a field goal to make it a 13-point lead. That'll take a little wind out of your sail.
Yes, it turns that momentum and all of that emotion right on Tennessee's side.
Third and a long 4. They go for Sherrod, and it's too high. Incomplete.
It was deflected, Keith, by the lineman.
Now Jim Lampley.
Here's one final look at what happened between Michigan and Notre Dame. The Wolverines beating the Irish 20-12 at Ann Arbor, and in that football game, Notre Dame's last threat at 4th and 16 was snuffed out very late on an interception by Doug Mallory, whose father, Bill Mallory, finally got a win at Indiana today. Back to you, Keith.
Here, Jimmy. In the punt, Ted Henderson, 30, 44, and 41 on his 3 previous kicks, and Tim McGee stands back at his 31, waiting for him. He's kicking into the wind. It's high and hanging, and coming up for a fair catch all the way at the 42-yard line is Tim McGee. 31-yard punt, Tennessee with the ball, 13-point lead, and good field position.
Owning that new Chevrolet just got closer. Announcing low 7.7% financing on many of our most popular new 1985 Chevys. Save up to $1,284 in finance charges on Cavalier, $1,886 on exciting Camaro Berlinetta, $1,406 on Chevy Celebrity, $1,599 on Caprice, and $1,064 on Chevette. This is a limited time offer, so hurry. You can save up to $1,886 in finance charges. See your Chevy dealer now.
Last year, history's biggest run took place. The 5-mile Stroh's Run for Liberty. This year's run will be even bigger. It's in 127 cities, and it's sponsored by Stroh's, with support from the Plymouth Division of Chrysler. Your entry fee will help restore the statue. And even if you walk, you'll get a metal cast from materials used to build her a century ago. Enter at participating Chrysler Plymouth dealers or wherever you buy Stroh's. Then join us, for her sake.
Well, they are happy in Balltown. Ball Navy came in full force and bright sunshine this morning. Tennessee River runs right down behind the stadium here. A lot of folks come by boat like they do at the University of Washington in Seattle. Wander over to the stadium. From the 42, Robinson rolling it left. Throws it downfield, got a man open, McGee, and he's down at the 20.
How he found McGee running to his left. Just unbelievable vision by Robinson. McGee goes down and then back out up the sideline, and it just gets lost. When Robinson scrambles, the starting secondary has no idea, no clue where to cover the receivers, and McGee is wide open.
McGee has 5 catches for 142 yards, and I haven't seen a better quarterback performance in some time.
How about Doug Flutie? He reminds me a lot of such a dominant player.
Robinson's not having to come from behind in a terribly dramatic fashion. He was down 10-0, but this is a pretty good performance.
It is. Same thing that Doug did. He's
to the corner. No, out of bounds. It was McGee again, and Tim caught the ball, but he was flying through space and landed out of bounds.
Tony Robinson is from Leon High School in Tallahassee, which has produced a lot of great passes, including Jimmy Jordan, who played at Florida State. He came to Tennessee, and Johnny May just told me I wanted to redshirt him his freshman year, but he's afraid he'd quit. And he only threw 50 passes in his first 2 years, but 253 his junior year, and he's starting off in a fantastic, sensational fashion.
Second down and 10 from the UCLA 20. Throwing again. Dives this time and does not get back to the line of scrimmage. They bring him down around the 21. Melvin Jackson made the tackle. And let's join Tim for a moment.
All right, Keith, you know, the Tennessee offense has been making the big plays all day. There's no question that was expected. But the big credit today has to go to Ken Donahue, the defensive coach. He came in this year from Alabama, and what a job he's done. It was an unknown commodity. They didn't think they had the players that had the God-given talent. But these players all day have been playing and running to the football and being aggressive and making the big plays. You know, I know one time he said that half of playing defense is wanting to. These players down here on Tennessee today want to, and the defense and Ken Donahue have been the story.
Robinson gives the ball to Wilson. Wilson is caught for a yard loss, but it's right in front of the goal.
Right, Keith. That's the key. That's the key. They want to get 3 points. A 13 lead to get beat with 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. 16 points, if they're successful, means you have to score twice and go for 2 on both occasions and make it just a tie.
Yeah, but how good is this Rivez now? He's kicked 3 in a row.
He's taken the limelight away because of the opportunities from John Lee, the UCLA kicker.
This will be from 40 yards. Wind's at his back. Wind will help him a little bit. He got it. So he has kicked 49, 33, 31, and 40. And the Tennessee Volunteers have moved out to a 26-10 lead with 11:57 to play.
I'm Mr. Goodwrench. You know what starts when your engine starts? Engine wear.
50 strokes, 100 strokes, 200 piston strokes of wear per second. Only a fine lubricant can protect it.
like GM Goodwrench Motor Oil, the motor oil from General Motors that meets or exceeds all GM specifications.
Great protection for me, Mr. Goodwrench.
GM Theory, genuine GM parts.
You've probably heard that Coors isn't pasteurized. Well, it's true. It's also true that Coors is the only major brewer who won't pasteurize any of their beer. The reason? It's taste. See, when you pasteurize something, you heat it. And heating hurts the taste of beer. So Coors purifies without heat. That helps make Coors a little less heavy, never bitter, but with all the spirit of a great beer. So when you want a beer, it's just plain better. Coors is the one.
Highest scoring season opener in history. The Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Cleveland Browns on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football.
Well, the 94,370 folk, about 370 of them are UCLA boosters. The other 94,000, I think, belong to Tennessee. And their team is sitting on a 16-point lead right now. It's a little surprising to me, frankly.
It is to me, Keith. Also, Ron Zook is the defensive backfield coach, and Johnny Majors tells me that he's one of the brightest young men he's ever had. His defensive backs, inexperienced, have just played great.
Bad kick by Carlos Rivez. It goes out of bounds up around the 11-yard line, so that'll back him up 5 yards. He's got the wind at his back now. All he has to do is time it right and unload on it, and he'll get it way downfield. ABC's Monday Night Football presentation, NFL next Monday night, will be Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Steelers opened with a lot of points, and they go against the Cleveland Browns. That is in the AFC Central. And then on Thursday night, we've got the NFC Central for you. The Chicago Bears, who won their opener, and the Minnesota Vikings, who shocked San Francisco with a win in the opener. Kind of nice to have Bud back coaching.
It certainly is. One of my favorite friends played for Bud Grant for 6 years and thinks there's no finer person than Bud Grant and what a great coach he is.
I guess you can only catch so many fish, huh?
Yeah. And Minnesota beat the 49ers in that first game of Grant coming back. His return, his comeback from the last week. 28.
This time Rivez gets it. All of it. Knocks it into the end zone a yard deep to Bob Garibaldi. And comes out to the 22. Again, Jim.
All right, let's quickly update two teams in the top 10. Number 2 ranked Auburn, that's in UPI. Number 1 in AP. Beat Southern Mississippi 29-18. Jackson 30 carries, 205, 2 TDs. Temple fell to Penn State. 9th ranked Penn State winning despite giving up 206 yards rushing to Paul Palmer. Only Ted Brown, Tony Dorsett, and Alan Pinkett ever gained more yards than that against the Nittany Lions. And Bino has a juicy prediction about Penn State, which he'll give us in the postgame show, Keith.
A juicy prediction? We've got an injured player down on the field. In at quarterback, and to run this offensive series will be David Norrie. But we've got a timeout for an injured UCLA player.
Minwax makes wood beautiful.
Minwax brings out wood's rich, warm glow, so it's as beautiful to look at as it is to touch. Wood finish by Minwax penetrates deep into wood, so it's easy to get outstanding results. And when topped with our own polyurethane, Minwax protects against life's hard knocks and tough spills, letting wood's natural beauty show through.
Minwax makes wood beautiful.
When it rains around here, it doesn't rain cats and dogs. It rains broken down cars. Sometimes they won't start. Sometimes they short out going through a puddle. The problem? Bad spark plug wires. That's why I put in these new Autolite power seals. The insulation's thicker than ordinary wires, so it seals in the power. And is a guarantee for as long as you own your car. So why not put in new Autolite power seals? Autolite power seals. They seal in the power.
Ken Norton was the player shaken up on the play, walked off the field, just looked like he had his bell rung a little. Coming from that family, you'll know something about that. Taking a lick. Daddy was heavyweight champion. All right. David Norrie is in for his first snap of the ball game on first down from about the 22. And David back to throw. Gets it away to the sideline. Sherrard makes the catch for a first down up around the 42-yard line. Norrie, 6'5", 210, fifth-year senior from Portland, Oregon. Here's Tim.
Keith, you mentioned that Ken Norton, the son of the former heavyweight champ Ken Norton, was injured on that play. They're working on his hip. It looks like a hip pointer, and he's really in a lot of pain. You know how that is. That could keep you out a while, but he is a sophomore inside linebacker. His expectations here at UCLA are high. It's going to be a good one, I think. Gets that from his dad. You're right.
Hate to see that hip pointer, though. That's a painful injury. 41-yard line. First down. Norrie gives the ball away. No, keeps it. Whips it sidearm to the sidelines, and the pass is completed. Up at the 46 to Al Wilson, number 88.
David Norrie was the third-team quarterback last year for UCLA. Had 7 completions out of 17 attempts. 1 interception and no touchdowns. He's only thrown 19 passes in his career, 42% completion average. Last week he was 6 out of 11, but only for 29 yards.
It's second down and 4. Picked up 6 on that play. Run for it with Green. Gaston Green has that faculty for slashing for the extra yard and gets the first down. Here's Jim.
At Provo, Utah, Brigham Young appears to be out of danger against Washington as the Cougars lead the Huskies 24-3 in the fourth quarter. Interesting note, BYU has gone the whole game without having Bosco throw a touchdown pass, and they haven't gone an entire game without throwing a touchdown pass since 1981 against Hawaii. Back to you, Keith.
LaVelle Edwards is some offensive coach. What a great record he's made at Brigham Young.
Kind of beat himself, too, against UCLA with 5 turnovers. Here's again Norrie looping that ball to the sidelines to Durrell, and now he's moving the Bruins in a hurry. You've got 10 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the football game. They're down by 16 points. They have a first down at the Tennessee 36.
Tennessee continues to stay in a running defense. Single coverage their receivers has given them the little short pass, and Norrie has been right on target on 3 successive attempts, making the first downs. Now they have a double coverage on the receivers.
Going big for it. And it is thrown too far, incomplete. Pass is intended for number 81, Derek Cannell, and Dale Jones, outside linebacker, trying to stay with him, and did a good enough job, certainly.
There's Johnny Majors, All-American at Tennessee. I was coaching at Georgia Tech when they defeated us in that great battle in Atlanta, 6-0, went on to have an undefeated season. All-American on everybody's team. Coached for me for a few years, and he was a perfectionist as a coach, just like he was as a player.
Second and 10 for UCLA. Norrie straight back. They get some pressure on him. He gets it out here. The pass is caught by the fullback, Mel Farr. But Farr is just buried well short of the line of scrimmage. And here's Tim again.
I have an update for you on Ken Norton Jr. It is not a hip pointer. I just talked to the doctors. They said he took a pretty vicious shot to the side, but they really feel he's going to be okay. Now they don't suspect the hip pointer. That's good news. I'm sure Dad's watching back home.
The loss is back to the 44 of Tennessee. Well, that's a loss of 8 yards.
One of the shortcomings of Norrie, the quarterback, he's not very agile. Doesn't have any foot speed to really dodge the rush.
Third and about 18. Overthrows it. It's intercepted by Chris White, his third of the day. White's got some help coming back upfield. All the way to the 39.
Keith, that ball wasn't even spiraling. Looked like he was twirling through the air. Well, what happened? How about the substitute, White, who has 3 interceptions? Only plays he had made was on the special teams before today.
Live today's Chevrolet with Cavalier.
Fly the coupe, top the top. The look is trim, real non-stop as the road rolls on.
Today's Cavalier has the electronic fuel-injected power and front drive you're looking for, plus an interior that comforts your very soul. Now, low 7.7% financing on new 1985 Chevy Cavaliers.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
Last year, history's biggest run took place. The 5-mile Stroh's Run for Liberty. This year's run will be even bigger. It's in 127 cities, and it's sponsored by Stroh's, with support from the Plymouth Division of Chrysler. Your entry fee will help restore the statue. And even if you walk, you'll get a metal cast from materials used to build her a century ago. Enter at participating Chrysler Plymouth dealers or wherever you buy Stroh's. Then join us for her sake.
Coming off today's big victory over Notre Dame, Michigan tangles with 11th-ranked South Carolina next Saturday on CFA College Football.
So Tennessee owns the football, first down at their own 39, leading 26-10. UCLA, unless they have some real thunder and lightning here, going to go 1-1 on opening successively on the road. They have San Diego State at home September 21 and open the conference September 28 at Seattle against Washington. Tennessee gives the ball to Davis. Davis is thrown down right at the 40 for a yard pickup. Tennessee will take a week off now and get ready for Auburn. The Tigers are coming into Knoxville on September 28th. That'll open the SEC play for those two teams. And the way it looks right now, that could be a whale of a football game.
Woo. Well, that should be a great game with Bo Jackson on one side, who's a potential Heisman Trophy winner, and who can discount the performance of Tony Robinson today. If he can keep this up, he's got to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. We can have one of the most exciting games. We can do that with, oh boy.
Break it up the middle. The fullback, Jim Miller, a junior from Nashville, brought down by Terry Toomey. First down falls. The ball comes down. Let's see where they've marked it. Down at the 47 of UCLA. Here's Tim.
All right, Keith, we were talking about that defensive spirit down here on the Tennessee sideline. One of the truly great stories has to be the senior defensive back, Chris White. In his first start, 3 interceptions, and of course it was the injury to Charles Davis that allowed him to get that start today. He wasn't even sure prior to the game if he would start, but he comes in, 3 interceptions. The whole team now rallying behind him. You can see him gathering as the coach talks to the defense. He indeed has been some incentive for this rubber band defense that has stretched, but will not let him score and break it.
Yeah, got to have a Walter Mitty every Saturday.
Well, it's great that it happened to a senior who had just played on the special teams and not really had a significant role in this team, but today he's the hero, along with many other Tennessee players.
Well, you know, the marvelous thing about college football is a day like this. Now, whether Chris White ever plays a day after he leaves Tennessee, he has had a day to remember, and people are going to remember Chris White, and it'll be something that'll last him the rest of his life. That's the wonder and marvel of college football to me. On the ground, pounding away with it is Charles Wilson, and Tennessee now would love to run the ball as much as possible to keep that clock moving.
And stay in the huddle as long as they possibly can without getting a penalty. But back to Charles White, Keith. Johnny Majors does what most of us do, I'm sure, is give the team ball to some player who had a significant role in the victory. And I would just wager that Charles White will Chris White will get that ball autographed by all of his teammates who put in his den for the rest of his life.
Third down and 6.5. Tony Robinson shoots it over the middle, and it is short of the first down, and making the catch is Charles Wilson, but making the hit is James Washington for UCLA. So it'll bring up a 4th down. Timeout is called, stopping the clock now with 6 minutes and 52 seconds to play in the game.
Some things look hard, but once you know the secret, they're easy. It's easy. Some people think financing a new car is hard, but it isn't. It's easy.
It's as easy as GMAC.
With GMAC, buying or leasing a new GM car or truck is easy. Ask your GM dealer and see how easy it is. Financing a new car may seem hard, but once you know the secret,
It's as easy as GMAC.
it's easy.
When it's freezing cold and the sirens blow and the mercury's down to 20 below, you don't need problems, you gotta go. That's why America goes with Prestone.
A fresh fill of Prestone 2 antifreeze fights freeze-up and rust-up, too. A radiator could look this bad after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze, while the Prestone radiator looks this good. Get the Prestone difference.
America goes and goes and goes with Prestone.
Well, Smokey, the blue tick hound mascot, satisfied with the way things are, so he's having a nap. It is 4th down, 2 yards plus, and they're going for it.
Oh, they just go try to draw them all, Keith. And punt them. Take the 5-yard penalty and then punt the ball. It's academic to 5 yards.
Yeah. They sat there for a good 30 seconds and eyeballed each other, and nobody moved. Now in comes Garman to do the punting. Garman has punted only 1 time today. 1 time.
Well, this is the first possession that Tennessee hasn't scored on in 6. 6 consecutive unanswered scores by the Tennessee Volunteers. A little bit different style of play than what we used to see at Tennessee with the old single wing.
Gifford Irvin is deep for UCLA.
Block is on, Keith.
Going after it.
Tennessee, best chance.
Gets it out. And, oh, it's knocked down. Toward the goal line. How about that? When everything's going right, you just don't worry about it. Just ride the roll, and they have killed the ball inside the 5. Down, literally. Well, they're going to mark it out a little bit from the goal line, out to about the 3.
The UCLA safety
was somebody really hustled down there to get that ball out of the end zone, keep it from going in.
Then about 3 of them, yeah, 25 is going to really, and he's close to the goal line there.
The first man, I couldn't see his number. Well, UCLA is 97 yards away from the Tennessee goal line, trailing by 16 points, 6:38 to play. And David Norrie is in at quarterback. Throws to Durrell and misses far. Through behind him. South Carolina, Michigan, from Columbia. We'll have about 75,000 folks in Columbia next week. And they are wound up about their football team down there now.
I guess Mike Holt is the starting quarterback this year for South Carolina.
Yeah, he's still rotating,
is he? With Mitchell and Holt. Joe Morrison, he's turned that program around as fast and quick as anybody that's been in college football.
2nd down and 10 from their 3. Norrie out of his end zone. Goes down the middle with it, and the pass is too high. Gerard got a hand on it, could not haul it down. Again, Jim.
Brief visit to the world of horse racing, Keith. Many of you will remember Chief's Crown as the winless betting favorite in all 3 Triple Crown races. Today, he followed his Travers Stakes win with a victory in the Marlboro Cup, paying $23 to win. Gate Dancer 2nd, Van Landingham 3rd. Good ride for Don Macbeth up on Chief's Crown as Chief's Crown at Belmont won the Marlboro Cup. Keith?
3rd and 10. Operating down there with 94,000 folks on it. Norrie lets it go. Sherrard in a foot race, and a great catch by Sherrard. He had 2 people there, and he pulled the ball down. Chris White and Victor Peppers were with him, but he just went higher.
Sherrard is such a great receiver. Concentration. He just runs along at the last minute. At the proper time, he goes up and catches the ball. Peppers, number 8, just couldn't stay with him. And White was coming across, number 7, but Sherrard had that body control and came down with it.
5 catches for Mike, 95 yards. First down, UCLA, out of the shotgun now, snapped from their own 48. Pass thrown to the sidelines and incomplete, the penalty flag, and you may have interference called here. With that force of years, you're going to be a non-factor when the Hogs play the Rebels tonight, I can tell you that.
Well, I'm looking forward to being there tonight in Jackson, Mississippi. I'll be yelling either way, whether I can or can't. Sherrod has had such a fantastic career at UCLA. 48 receptions in 83, 43 receptions.
Jim Welch is the man that gets flagged here for Tennessee.
Sherrod just goes down and breaks out. Oh, it's
Anderson.
Willie Anderson, yes. And the back, Welch, makes contact before the ball is there, interfering with the ability to with an opportunity to catch the ball.
Out of the shotgun on first down from the Tennessee 41. Norrie takes off up the middle and picks up a first down. His advance will be to the 30. There's a penalty flag. It's going against Tennessee, and that's going to help the Bruins. You've got 5:55 to play. 26-10 Tennessee leads. But I would never go past the old Yogiism. Ain't over till it's over.
Oh, boy. Well, Tennessee's getting a few bad breaks now, late in the ball game. Seems that's the way it goes sometimes. You get a big lead, and the mistakes start making mistakes.
5-yard face mask penalty defense.
Moves the ball to the 25 where it's first down, UCLA. Gaston Green. At about 4.
Excellent pursuit by the Tennessee defense.
Montreal defeats the New York Mets 5-1. Mets boot the ball 4 times. Palmer beats Fernandez. And St. Louis in the 9th over Chicago. So the Cardinals will pick up a game if they hold on to the win. I'm into the lead. Second down, 6. Norrie, real good protection. Now he has to run out of it. And struggles to about the 17, 18, make it the 18.
No huddle. The signal offense that Tim Brandt talked about before the ball game. Now timeout. Tennessee.
Well, I would imagine the Tennessee defense wants to talk. They have been so strong for 2.5 quarters, and now they've grown a little permissive.
Everybody's tried to make computers easier to use. Well, now there's an ITT Extra personal computer that you can tell what to do by talking to it.
Airplane, please. Overhead view.
This ITT Extra is part of a total office communication system.
Magnify.
It'll respond to your voice or anybody else's.
I like small cars.
We need more room.
Today, Chevrolet has a car for you, the midsize Celebrity.
Feel the room, ride in style, go in comfort every mile.
Now don't miss low 7.7% financing on all new 1985 Chevy Celebrity.
Lots of stuff here. If this is today's Chevrolet, I like it.
And we need it.
Ride today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
The rolling record book Walter Payton and the Chicago Bears take on Bud Grant's New Look Vikings on an NFL Thursday special, live at 8 Eastern.
We'll sum up the day for you. Following today's ball game, Jim and Bino and Doug. Some games tonight. Third down for UCLA and 3 yards for the first down. Gaston Green has the first down. And he's inside the 10, close to the 8 before they finally put him on the ground. Lavoisier Fisher and Dale Jones finally wrestle him down. Green now, 180 yards, his career high running, marked by the 72-yard touchdown sprint. Kickoff returns for 46. He had a pretty good day himself.
He's a brilliant young runner, just a sophomore. Has that speed, the balance, the power, moves, does it all, as those numbers reflect.
Ball at the 8. Crowd is not helping Dave Norrie. Keeps it. Looks down in the end zone. Touchdown for UCLA to Al Wilson.
UCLA will have to go for 2. Wilson, number 88, will break all the way across the middle. And the defensive secondary leaves him alone. One's playing man, and the other defensive back is playing zone. When you cross at the goal line, you give the defense a chance to make a mistake, and that's what happened.
Go, let's get the 2. Get the 2.
Well, if they make 2, it'll be 26-18, and then if they can get the ball back and score and make 2 again, making 2 successive 2-point conversions, odds are not good.
In college, for the season, for every Division 1, 2, and 3 team, is about 40%.
Yeah, but that's his time, not successively.
He's open.
He's got it.
Busted defense by the
Tennessee. They went to sleep on that corner, and Jeff Nowinski, the tight end, pulls in the 2-point conversion pass, and that's what you've got now, an 8-point difference in the ball game.
Look how wide open he is. Somebody really busted their assignment.
Wouldn't it be the left corner?
Left corner should have stayed back on the fake. He can't be up there tackling the run. He's got to play pass first.
4:46 to play in the game. That's still a lot of time. Jim?
All right, Keith, here's another story. In pregame, we brought you up to date on the recovery of Ed Reinhardt, the University of Colorado tight end who was injured a year ago, received a severe brain concussion, was in a coma for more than 2 months. Reinhardt was honored today in Ed Reinhardt Day ceremonies at Boulder, and in the rematch between Colorado and Oregon, the team against which Reinhardt was hurt a year ago in Eugene. Colorado scored an emotional victory, holding off the Ducks on a threat from the 9-yard line in the final minute of the game to win before Reinhardt and his family, 21-17. Keith?
Hey, Jimmy, thank you. I'm glad that young man is coming around. He's gaining a little bit every day. Well, now.
Will they try an onside kick, or will they take the chance on their defense, stop it? Well, it's still 4:46. I'd kick it down the field. Yep, try to kick it over the end zone, start them on the 20. Make the defense.
They kick it high. It's not too deep. Goes back to McGee at the 6.
He didn't have. Well, Keith, what he did, he's afraid he might fumble the ball, and so he just puts his knee on the ground. No chance to fumble. I don't know why his reaction was that way, but he said to himself, if I get hit, I may fumble. I don't want to do that. So he put his knee on the ground, killed the ball before the contact.
At the 13-yard line, though.
Well, we used to do that on the last 15 seconds. We've intercepted a pass. We'd say, don't run with that ball late in the game. Put your knee on the ground, then run with it.
Yeah, but you got 4:42 to play in this one.
And McGee's a good runner, and I'm a little surprised that he did that.
Robinson comes up 24 out of 33 for 381 yards, his career high, and 2 touchdowns. And he's got it. He's going to throw it. No, he's not. He's going to run it. And he dives across the 20 and gets out to the 21.
Well, Robinson has broke containment of the outside defense of UCLA virtually every time, Keith. That's amazing that he can just get outside of that containment and then run a throw, whichever he chooses. There his numbers. 72% completion. Nearly 73.
The ball is actually almost touching the 20. It's just over the 20. So it's second down and close to 3. They hand it off to Wilson. No, not Wilson. Davis. And Davis does not get the first down.
You can be assured that in the huddle, they have cautioned the backs to protect that football. As we look at the defense, the staff of Tennessee.
Yeah, but if they don't make it on 3rd and a long one here, they got to give UCLA back the ball with 3.5 minutes to play.
And a very young defense, and UCLA came from behind in the last 2 minutes, moving 82 yards to beat Brigham Young. So they believe that they can do it. Confidence.
They got Miller in there at fullback. They give it to Wilson, and Wilson's got the first down.
Biggest play of the ball game so far, right there. It was a big play to keep the ball away from UCLA. Good
Watch this
block.
hit here. Watch the tackle now at the end of this tackle by Washington.
Washington is from that breed that they say like Easley and Rogers.
Isn't that a shiver?
That's a great tackle. He's tough. 119 stops last year as a freshman.
Wasn't what I asked you.
Oh.
Wasn't that a shiver?
A shiver with
Threw that right upside the head.
That can be a penalty. You cannot tackle with your arm.
It was the elbow in the ear that was the bother. Ball is tipped in the air, and Robinson comes over and knocks it down. That thing could have been picked off. In fact, there was a UCLA man in the neighborhood. Melvin Jackson tipped it up, and Tony Robinson, realizing it might have been intercepted, knocked the thing on the ground.
Well, that's the presence of mind of a senior young man who's been back there in that pocket a lot of times. The receiver's open, but the defender knocks it up in the air. Now, watch this. This is something.
Yeah, but Batchkoff is going right for it.
He's dunking it. He's dunking it right there. He didn't want it. I'd fumble if he'd caught it. Did the smart thing.
Yeah, that 245-pounder with red eyes coming at him, too. He would have taken some punishment.
That does stop the clock. Incomplete pass stops the clock. Something that Tennessee doesn't really want to do if they keep from it.
2nd down and 10.
Still changing the play at the line. Numbers game.
Davis. Good blocking on the left side, but good reaction by the UCLA backers, and Melvin Jackson and James Washington come up to get him in a hurry.
Washington came close to stripping the ball right out of his hands. He went for the ball, which is what you're supposed to do at this late stage of the ball game. Washington put his headgear, his arm right on it, but couldn't knock it loose.
2:20 and counting. 3rd down and 7, Tennessee. Just beyond their own 32. 3rd and 7.
Will they throw?
I think they will.
Bootleg it out of there.
Nope. They give it off to the tailback, Wilson. And Wilson is decked at the 34, and you're looking at 4th and long now. And Tennessee's going to have to punt. UCLA stops the clock, stopping it at 1:53 to play in the game. Timeouts remaining. UCLA has 1. Tennessee has 2. And Tennessee has an 8-point lead.
Hey, I'm here for your season kickoff.
Well, how can I help you?
See, I've got this lawn.
How big?
It's 100 yards long.
Well, we've got a full line of Honda lawnmowers, but I think you need a Honda lawn tractor.
And I've got outdoor lighting.
Well, I've got Honda generators, and if you're planting, you may need a Honda tiller.
I'll take one.
What will you be planting?
Quarterbacks.
The Honda season kickoff, September 14th through 22nd.
Warm moments on a cold winter night. Good conversation, easy and light. And how about something for your appetite? Let our gentle flame cook up something right. Warm moments for the warm moments. Nothing warms you like gas.
Warm is what natural gas is all about. Clean, efficient, in fact, America's best energy value. Shouldn't it be in your home?
Nothing warms you like gas.
In comes the punter, Garmin. Deep goes Gifford Irvin for UCLA. 1:53 to play.
Block is owned by UCLA.
Joel Farmer snaps it. Good snap. Kick is away. Irvin at the 25. Down at the 27. Joel Farmer, the man who snapped it, the man who makes the tackle. It was a 40-yard punt by Garmin and a 1-yard return.
Now the Tennessee defense got to make up their mind. They don't want to play a prevent, but they don't want to give the easy touchdown either. With Sherrod, Tennell, and Darrell, 3 great receivers, UCLA are forever dangerous.
Dale Jones, the linebacker, trying to get the crowd into it, waving his arms and come on, make some noise. 94, almost 95,000 of you. And out of the shotgun, Dave Norrie drops to throw it. Dumps it off. to Gaston Green out of the backfield, and he can't get it down. Ball was thrown behind him a little bit. I don't know if Tony Robinson will see the ball anymore today, but if he does, he's got a chance to beat Bobby Scott's record set back in 1970. Robinson has 381 yards total offense today. He is just 4 short of Bobby Scott's record.
Dewey Warren was the quarterback for Tennessee in that 37-34 game. He had a fantastic game, similar to what Tony Robinson did today.
Swamp Rat's an assistant coach up at Swanee.
Oh, is he?
This time, the ball is delivered to Gaston Green where he can catch it, and he does catch it for about 8 yards, maybe 7. They marked him at the 33.
Tennessee's trying to keep the quarterback in the pocket, rushing from the outside, keeping 2 men up the middle, trying to put a little pressure on him.
Make it a 6-yard pickup, 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4. They give it to Primus. And Primus is knocked out of bounds close. The chains are all the way across the field. And they're going to bring him across, I think, here.
No, he makes the first
close.
down.
I think he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, he does. Tennessee now has called, I thought they'd called a timeout, but I guess not. So they still have 2. UCLA with 1. Time remaining, 1 minute, 26 seconds. 26-18 score. Norrie going under center, rolls this one out, gets the pressure. Second. He throws the ball. The pass is caught. How about that? The big guy from Portland, Oregon was on his way down and saw a man and threw the ball to Mike Sherrard, and Sherrard made the catch close to a first down. Dale Jones had a hold of him and had him on the way down. Look at this.
The quarterbacks are taught to throw that ball if they can, anything to avoid the loss. That's something they work on every day. But look at that one-handed catch by Sherrard. He makes a nice gain out of it.
They're going to bring the chains in. They want to know exactly how far they have to go. They do not have the first down, but they want to know precisely how much they need.
With 1 timeout left, they don't really need to be running the football at all.
Well, he needs, what, a half a yard?
Half a yard. This is the college football scoreboard coming up next. This is just what UCLA did last week. Coming from behind in the last 2 minutes to win the ball game. So they believe they can do it. There's a confidence level out there. You can see it.
Second down, half a yard. They've got Green and Greenwood in the lineup. They're going to waste a lot of time on a run here. If they run it, the pop is big, and they're going to run it. Well, they're going to run it pretty well.
Get out of bounds.
Gaston Green blows it over the left side and goes down to about the Tennessee 41 and gets out of bounds, killing the clock with 1:01 to play.
Last week, it looked like it was impossible for UCLA to beat Brigham Young. They were trailing with 2 minutes to play. Got the ball on their own 18-yard line. They scored and won the game.
Well, they played a 17-17 tie here one time in Knoxville. I did it. I remember.
Tennessee is not lined up properly. They're having a hard time getting adjustment. Now they're good shape.
Norrie still got it.
He missed the handoff, Keith.
And he's going to go out of bounds. Knocked out back around the 46.
He had an off-tackle play called and just couldn't get to Green on the handoff and had to keep it. I don't know how the blocking was. I didn't see, but there's the score. 8 points from a tie, and the time, 54 seconds.
Loss on the play from the 41 back to the 46.
Back to the shotgun.
Second down and 15. Across the field, Sherrard got it out of bounds. And was first down at the 27 of Tennessee.
There's an old saying, threading the needle, and that's exactly what happens here. As Norrie throws the ball right in between the defenders, in front of one, behind the other, and inside of the third man. 3 of them around Sherrard, and they couldn't get to it.
Sherrard now 7 catches, 124 yards. 49 seconds to play. First down. Just inside the 27. Here's the blitz. Give it to Green. To the 25, 2 yards. Victor Peppers, the right corner, came up to support on that side and did the job. And you've got timeout called by UCLA. That is their last one. You have 43 seconds to play.
Lots of hustle, that's our repeat. That's why he's eating what the big boys eat. Loved his Wheaties since he was small. Digging big boy, have a ball. Classic hits of crunchy wheat. Pure and simple, not too sweet. Dive right into those Wheaties feet. Now go tell your mama what the big boys eat.
That's a big step, Tom.
I'm still going to go to college, Dad, but after the Army.
I thought you wanted to be an electrical engineer.
I'll be learning about electronics, and I can qualify for the new GI Bill and new Army College Fund.
If you qualify, the new GI Bill and new Army College Fund can help you save over $25,000 for tuition.
So you're going to be a soldier?
Yeah.
Be all that you can be.
And an engineer.
Find your future.
Be a good one.
In the Army.
Well, that picture tells you everything you need to know. Except it is second down and 8. And the home crowd is getting all over UCLA here, making it as tough as possible. Now they've forced Norrie into his hand signals. And out of the shotgun, goes for the corner. Touchdown! Sherrard! Willie Anderson! Willie Anderson, 83, made that catch. Can you believe it? With 37 seconds to play. And here comes your 2-point play for a tie.
Last time Tennessee busted their defense, and it was an easy, successful pass for the 2 points.
Willie Anderson, 83, comes up with the biggest catch of his life in the corner of the end zone over Victor Peppers. And here comes the 2-point play for the tie. They give it to Gaston Green. He's in there. They run the ball and tie it up at 26-26.
There's not much you can say except give tremendous credit to that UCLA team for not giving up, putting forth the effort. They did it last week, and they've done it again. Here's the touchdown. Anderson just runs a fly pattern. Tennessee was trying to blitz, have man-for-man coverage. Peppers, number 8, is beaten by 1 step, and the ball is right on target. Here's another view from behind the quarterback. Takes a perfect throw. Peppers, number 8, has got pretty good position, just 1 step. And Anderson, number 83, just goes up, plays his body, hands, coordination, eye contact, everything. Now the 2-point conversion.
And this was a surprise call to me.
Well, Sherrard wasn't in the ball game, so you should kind of get the idea that maybe they were going to run the ball. The blocking was there. Fullback making the key block on the cornerback, but the speed of Green takes it in for the 2-point play.
So when Tennessee seemingly had it in hand, 26-10 in the 4th quarter, the Bruins have come bang-bang for 2 touchdowns and successive 2-point conversion, and the crowd of 94,000 is quiet. The 370 Bruin rooters are loud. And here's the kickoff by Bray. Kicks it deep. Why not the onside kick here? The return comes out to about the 22-yard line by Pete Panuska.
Well, anything can happen, Keith. I've seen it all, really. 2 timeouts for Tennessee, 30 seconds. Let's see what Robinson can do. If he had about a minute and a half,
You'd
be
have
tough.
a problem.
Yeah.
With Rivez in the range, and Rivez would have the wind at his back. He would have the wind at his back. UCLA now is going to go into deep contain. But Georgia got burned on that deep prevent, didn't they?
Yes, they did. We've seen some comebacks this year.
No, they're not in that deep contain either. They're right up there. Now you got one man dropping deep, Washington. And Tony Robinson back to throw it. Gets away from one, pulls it down, takes off to the sidelines, and gets a first down.
It's according to where they mark it.
Depends on the mark.
They hadn't stopped the clock yet. They're letting the clock run.
No, not a first down.
Well, they got the measure. I think they called it. Nope, Tennessee took the timeout.
Well, they got ran it all the way down to 18 seconds. Now they're going to measure. They need to hit one big pass to get him in range. Now, I don't frankly know what his range is. He's hit one from 49 today, and he hit that one from 49 into the wind. Now, you might give him a shot at a 55-yarder, and with the help of the wind, who knows? I don't know.
Well, he was kicking before the game 55-yarders, nearly up to 60. I was watching him.
Tennessee has one timeout remaining. It's a 60-minute game, isn't it, Coach?
Yes, it is. College football. The passing game, Keith, it's revolutionized and made everything pretty even in college. Anybody can win on any given day.
The flags show the wind going the other way, but they were blowing that way yesterday afternoon, but the flags are going to the right, but the wind whirling around in this huge bowl is going to the left. But that's down the road. Right now, Tony Robinson and company have 18 seconds to get the ball down within some reasonable range for the field goal try. One of the great comebacks you'll ever see by UCLA. But Tennessee seemingly had it in hand. Robinson under pressure, gets it away and throws it away. Didn't have anybody. And Tim McGee, I'll guarantee you, drew a crowd that time.
I'd be watching Tim McGee with about 2, maybe 3 men on him. As Robinson.
11 seconds to play.
That pass took 7 seconds, so he's got to hit something down that middle or deep on the boundary and step out of bounds. And UCLA is not playing a victory defense. They're up there playing their regular defense that they played all game.
Pass is caught. Player tumbles out of bounds. That's Wilson out of the backfield.
That stopped it.
That stopped it.
No, it didn't stop.
Didn't stop it. Did he knock him out of bounds?
Game's over.
Looks like it. Game's over. They rule him down. He did not stop the clock as he went to the turf, and the game is over. Sort of an anticlimactic way to end the ball game, perhaps. But UCLA down 26-10 in the fourth quarter comes storming back with 2 touchdowns and 2 successive point conversions to win it, to tie it 26-26. That's one they'll talk about a long time. This ABC Sports Exclusive has been brought to you by Stroh's and Stroh-Lite, the circle of sports beer. By GMAC, the financial services people from General Motors.